Folks, welcome to the MJ Morning Show, MJ and a crew. If you notice, my voice is like a little, and what else do you notice? Anyone notice anything else?
I noticed as soon as I walked in here.
Yeah. No contact lenses this morning, so if you're watching MJ TV, you'll see that I'm wearing glasses, which doesn't happen very often. You know, listen, after a long day, if my eyes are a little tired from my rigid gas permeable contact lenses, then I'll take them out. I'll put my glasses on. But it's allergies or something. Just, I've got zero fever. It's been kind of building this week. And, I just took my temperature before I left the house. I'm 96.8 or something. So I'm like, under. And, nothing else bothers me. There's nothing achy. It's just a little congested and, my eyeballs. So the worst thing when you have like an allergic kind of reaction, you don't want to put the contact lenses in. So that's the deal.
I think I asked you in my prep last night how your uvula was because you were complaining about your uvula on Monday.
Yeah, that's fine. So, it's been like this week. It's just been a little odd. And the uvula is fine. And what happens with the uvula, that's the little punching bag that hangs from the back of the throat. What happens there is sometimes if I mouth breathe, and like no illness, no allergy, nothing, it's just sometimes if I mouth breathe at night, then it's like the cold air from the air conditioning kind of just seems to like inflame the uvula, and it gets a little like puffy. And then usually by, a couple hours into the show, it's back, 100% normal. So.
And this is allergy talk, MJ. This is going to be a tough morning. Are you okay?
Should I just call in sick right now? And oh, you know what? We couldn't even put on a best of if we wanted to because the computer system's broken. I don't know.
Is that true?
Yeah, the computer system's, but I don't know. This place is a wreck. Do I sound odd?
Yes.
So I don't sound the same this morning? Is that it?
It sounds like I'm talking to a person who's suffering from a severe allergy.
Hello, or I'm smoking 14 packs of Camels a day without the filters. Hey, Sid, where's my smokes?
Hold on.
Sid, get me my smokes, would you please?
Do you want the Camels or the Lucky Strike?
I'm sitting on my lazy boy with the cooler in the middle, with my brown paneling here in the den. Get me my smokes.
With the brown paneling.
Remember that old brown paneling?
I do.
We had that in the basement, the house in New York.
Yeah. Oh, I think everyone.
Everybody had it.
And then you had the wide strip, then the thinner strip, right?
It looked real.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go make myself some hot tea during the break.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Froggy's not here today. And then, Roxanne, you're leaving early for something.
Yes, I told you that.
yeah,
I'm leaving, at 8:15.
So, Roxanne's got, you reading to your kid again, or what's going on with that?
No, I'm going. This is a big thing. Q105 loves to be a part of it. It is the Junior League Holiday Gift Market, and they're having the ribbon cutting ceremony with Mayor Jane Castor.
Now, listen, don't take this wrong way. Does that really require, or should that cause a valued member of a radio morning show to leave at 8 a.m. halfway through the show?
Don't take this the wrong way, but
Right.
if the guys have a shelving conference or an RV thing, does it require them to not be here? Because it's been an opportunity for them to make money, is this.
That's a job requirement, though. I'm just asking. Don't chop
It's
my
a
head
job
off.
requirement.
It's a job. This is a job requirement of this job.
It is not.
Income.
Hey.
It is income for me.
Well, listen, she gets paid a few bucks for showing up. Listen, I support that.
Thank you, Fester.
What I'm saying, I just typically don't take off. I don't know where Froggy is today. I don't know. He's not here. So Fester, 8 o'clock. Unless I sound like this,
Right.
Froggy's not here. Roxanne's leaving at 8 o'clock. So
Let's go.
Then let's
go.
have fun for 2 hours.
Well, listen, I'm gonna have fun even after you go, and even with Froggy not being here, I'm still gonna have fun.
Did we know Froggy wasn't going to be here today?
No, I got a text. Got a text that he wasn't going to be here.
Was it a group text, or did he send it to you privately, slid into your?
No, this is a private text.
All right.
Yeah. So, hey, it is what it is. It's a Friday. I was kind of banking on Hal Herman. Well, since Froggy and Hal Herman are two separate people, maybe Hal Herman can actually show up and do headlines this morning. God, I sound like crap.
You really do.
It's kind of like a husky, cool.
No,
cool
it's
voice.
not like a husky voice. It's like the voice you have when
Man.
you're telling somebody you're about to die.
I sound like absolute crap.
This is what you sound like when the priest asks if you like to confess anything before you pass into the next life.
Tell you what, let me go back to, hey, Sid, get my smokes.
Let's just do that all show. So something happened.
Or
today.
I can do Mo from The Simpsons, the bar guy, right?
It's a little lower. It's more. That's lower. All right. Listen, it'll be fine. We'll work it out. Hopefully your voice works out as we keep talking today and you get some hot tea going. What was that? Remember we had a concert years and years and years ago.
I don't know. You tell me.
No, I'm trying to think. There was a concert. This is maybe like in the late 90s.
Yeah.
And I was just starting at the radio station and the singer wanted something to soothe her or coat her throat.
You got to go out and get raw eggs or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you made me drive, and you were with me.
Yeah.
And you ran into restaurants as they were closing to see if you could buy eggs from the.
Because the
from the cook.
supermarkets were all closed.
It was like 11:30 at night.
Yeah. What was that? Who was? It was, we were in downtown Tampa.
It used to be the old Club XS at the
Was
corner.
it the Crush? It was
Yes.
it was the Crush. That's
I remember
right.
that
Yeah.
place.
So the Crush in downtown Tampa, and then we had some act that was singing in the club like at midnight. It was just some dance act, like some mid 1990s. This is like 1997, 1998.
And one of her requirements. Nobody.
I'm trying, man.
Nobody knew this, but to make her voice feel better, She just looks up at us and says,
I need raw eggs.
"Where the hell are you going to get raw eggs at a nightclub at midnight?"
Yeah, it was close to me. Right, it was like midnight. And they wanted raw eggs because the egg whites or whatever coated their throat, allegedly.
Yeah.
Tell you what, nice way to get some salmonella. So I don't...
Anyway, I always think of that every time I hear somebody with a hoarse voice.
I need some raw turkey parts dripping with poultry juice.
Ew.
That'd work.
Man, you know that nasty, slimy, pink, like poultry juice?
Yes.
Yeah, that comes like with chicken and turkey, you know?
Oh, I hate that.
Let me, I'm going to run to the kitchen right now.
right.
Everything is broken in this place. So this computer's broken. Andrew says that he can't put any audio in the system this morning. That's broken.
We're all broken human beings.
My voice is broken. Froggy's not here. Roxanne's leaving in 5 minutes. I don't know what the hell's going on around here. But I'll tell you right now, it's going to be an interesting show to listen to. It is 6:08. Let's grab traffic. Here is Pat. What? Done deal. The dash cam giveaway will commence on Monday morning here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, if you're just tuning in, yeah, my voice is a little cranked today. Sorry. Not that I've been doing crank, because I don't do crank, but my voice is. What are you smirking at over there?
I mean, I'm happy to know that you don't do that.
I don't do crank.
Yeah. Couldn't hurt.
What?
I mean, you couldn't sound any worse if you did do crank. I mean, it couldn't hurt today. Of all days to do
Right.
crank or to start crank, today might be a good one.
So the dash cam giveaway, which we talked about, and I was kind of kicking this around for a couple of weeks with Stacy Kemp, one of our sponsors, Stacy Kemp, of course, from the Kemp Law Group. And I finally, called Stacy on the air yesterday. I'm like, hey, let's do this. And she said, all right, let's go. And then after the show got the thing going, we bought 20 dash cams. We went to a company that's one of the biggest dash cam suppliers in the country, in North America, actually.
Dash cams are us.
Essentially.
Dash cam emporium.
Yeah. And, they have all different models, and ask them, hey, what is best for this application? Hey, we're a radio morning show. We got a budget of like $200 to $300 a dash cam, $250, whatever. And they pointed us to this dash cam, which they say we have very good results with, does very well in the heat. Because,
we need that.
Yeah, exactly. So that was one of my criteria, that a dash cam is going to sit in a vehicle here in Florida for just, hours and hours and hours. I mean, just months and years at a time. And they said this particular model does very, very well in the heat. So we're going with something called the Thinkware brand. Yeah, so we'll have them Monday. We start giving them away Monday, and it's a tie-in. It's brought to you by the Kemp Law Group, one of our longtime sponsors here on the show. And the Kemp Law Group, they obviously are personal injury attorneys, slip and falls, car wrecks. And I tell you what, dash cams are becoming so much more prevalent. So people have a record of what's going on the road and, people around them and the drivers around them. There have been many a court case, or there have been police investigations where people having their own dash cams have really come in handy. We'll elaborate on this much later on because we're going to give these away all next week. So having a dash cam, I think it's a sense of protection. Now, you don't want to drive like an absolute ass clown yourself and then have it captured on a dash cam because, well, then your awful driving could be subpoenaed, right?
I mean, can you self-incriminate yourself that way?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I believe you can, yes. So, but it's the other drivers that you're worried about. I mean, the Tampa Bay area is just one of the worst in the country for bad drivers. And this has been borne out and proven through a bunch of studies. This has been proven through statistics. I think in the last 6 months, we had a story where Tampa Bay area was like number 4 worst drivers in the country. And damn, I see it every day. I see it, I go, back and forth on the Howard Franklin from my South Tampa home to the studio, Monday through Friday. With my voice today, I shouldn't even be here today, but I am.
We are 4th worst for accidents.
Yeah, there you go.
In the nation.
Right. So, I mean, I remember we were 4th worst for something in the whole country. So that's why we're going to give away these dash cams. And it is going to be every hour, every day next week. Giving away these awesome, and it's not just a front, it's a front and a rear. So there's a little like capsule thing that mounts in the back. So you'll get them coming and going. All right? It's a front and rear dash cam setup. It comes with the micro SD card. If you want to expand it with a larger gig card, that's up to you. But this is like a ready-to-go kit to install in your car, in your truck. And it's a front and rear dash cam. So you're protected. You're covered. and we'll start giving these away on Monday morning in this hour. We'll start giving away the dash cams at 6 a.m. Monday morning right here on the MJ Morning Show. So Monday, 6, 7, 8, and 9 o'clock hours. Tuesday, all 4 hours. Wednesday, all 4 hours. Thursday, all 4 hours. Next Friday, a week from today, all 4 hours, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. So
That's huge.
Going to give away dash cams every single hour, every day next week. These things are like $200 value. They're really nice. They're going to do the trick. They're high definition, and it's brought to you by the Kemp Law Group, and of course here at Q105 and the MJ Morning Show. I think this is like not like some standard giveaway. This is like a public service giveaway here. So,
how many days a week do you find yourself honking at someone on the bridge because they're about to pull into your lane and crash into you?
I see. You know what it is? I don't have people. I guess it's not normal drivers coming over. I have the weavers, the speeders. The folks that are driving like 120 miles an hour, and they're like playing Frogger, going across all the lanes, weaving in and out, and they're going so fast you don't even have time to honk. In most cases, I don't honk a lot because the whacked out drivers, they're going so damn fast. I don't have time to honk.
Yeah, being an attentive driver, I'm almost expecting people in the other lanes to eventually make their way in front of me. But the weavers who miss bumpers by sometimes inches, those are the
cut creators.
The maniacs here.
I've had numerous stories like that, and I've talked about in the last couple of months. I've had 2 very crazy close calls in the morning coming in the 5 o'clock hour. And you remember the story going home, I think in October, about a month ago. I don't think I've ever had a close call that close with a speeding driver doing over 100 miles an hour and got between. I was in the number 3 lane and they were coming up fast in the number 4 lane. They were about to rear end a car in the number 4 lane, which is all the way over to the right. And at the last second, they jammed the steering wheel over to the left to get into my lane and snuck in between the car in front of me in the 4 lane and me in the 3 lane. They were able to get through with like a car length, only enough space for the length of the maniac driver. I've never had an instance where I think it's been that close.
Terrifying.
Oh, it was awful. All right, so hey, I just noticed something.
What?
So with my voice the way it is this morning, and listen, I feel fine. I have some allergy thing, and I took my temperature. I've got nothing. And of course, we got a pile of COVID tests because we got all those government-free COVID tests. So I popped the COVID test. And of course, negative because I feel fine. All my parts of my body. It's my throat and then my eyes. So it's like an allergy thing, and that's why I'm wearing my glasses today, not wearing my contacts. So I thought that during the last break, it might be good for my throat if I went to the station kitchen. And you know what? I got to be honest. I am so shocked and surprised that they haven't, for budgetary reasons, cut out like the Lipton tea packets.
That's still available.
Or coffee service. Or like sugar packets. I can't believe they're still paying for that stuff.
You know what they pay for? And I have it every day. It's my oatmeal bonus.
Yeah, we actually supplement our income with oatmeal packets.
Let me tell you what I noticed, though. So I go in, I grab a white styrofoam cup.
Right.
I grab a Lipton tea packet.
Yeah.
I grab some of the brown sugar in the raw. I put a couple of packets in the bottom, drop the tea bag in, and then I get the hot water. And then I look for a stirrer to stir up the sugar after I have my appropriate tea strength. And I'm looking for the little brown stirrer sticks, right? Can't find them. What's going on? Where are the stirrer sticks? Did you know that the stirrer sticks, I guess sanitized for my protection, are now in individually wrapped, like the You know the little wooden little scoops that you got as a kid with like an ice cream cup?
Yeah.
And it was in a white little wrapper, and you have the little wooden ice cream spoon.
Oh, my God.
So, wait a minute. All of the coffee stirrers are now individually wrapped in paper. I've never seen this.
You are not a coffee guy. This has been a thing for a long time.
Last time I was in our kitchen, I saw just brown, non-wrapped wooden sticks for the coffee stirrers. I haven't seen them individually wrapped like this.
In the coffee stirrer world, this is a legitimate thing that's been a thing for a while. I'm glad you're catching up to modern coffee technology and accessories.
I don't have a lot of tea during the morning show, just when my voice sounds like this, and I don't drink coffee at all, so I wouldn't know.
Did you take anything? Did you take like an Allegra or a Claritin or something?
No, that's not going to do anything.
I mean, you totally have the kind of voice where if you had to call in to us and say, Fester, Roxanne, I can't come in today, we would believe that you were just on death's door.
Yeah. All right, 6:31. I'm not on death's door.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but your voice.
I feel fine.
Yeah.
Just my voice sucks. And my eyes are, red and inflamed. So I'm not wearing my contacts today. I'm wearing my glasses. All right, 6:31. We'll do some early morons of the news next. I'm going to try to clear my throat during the break. But I've got 3 live spots to do here, which... Oh, man, hey, yeah, Fest, you want to do my live spots today? Yeah, forget it. All right, hey, let's talk... It's 6:40 at the MJ Morning Show and the early morons in the news. You know, I'm trying to find like the right range, like where if I like start higher, it's worse. So maybe if I just kind of hang out in the not quite whisper, but if I kind of stay in this range right here, does that sound a little better?
Mm-hmm. That sounds good. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Oh, it sounds good.
It sounds creepy as hell.
Hey, so welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey.
I'm really raspy today.
I've got some puppies in the van.
Yeah.
Or wait a minute. Or I'm working for NPR. You know, yeah, because I tell you, all the NPR folks sound like they're trying to coax kids in the van with candy or puppies. It's
Two things. One, no, they don't.
yes, they do.
Two,
Yes.
this is the kind of day.
Welcome to NPR. Hi. Any kids out there? Come meet me in the parking lot. I've got some puppies in the van I want to show you.
All right. Well, all things considered.
All things considered.
Yes,
Come look at my puppies in the van, little kids.
All things considered, you should be taking a day off today. You need a day of recovery, even though you feel fine and physically fine, because you are only judged by your audio that you produce. You should probably take the day off.
Should I leave right now? You guys can do Festa. Roxanne's leaving at 8 a.m. You can't do the whole show yourself.
He absolutely can.
Are you kidding me? I'm going to do a long format dialogue.
Chit-chat,
There's no freaking way. I'm sorry.
I got about 3 hours of things I want to share with the people.
Yeah, okay, list them right now.
Manhole covers.
What the hell are you talking about?
The oppression that the speed limits around town put on common people.
Speed limit oppression is a
Speed limit.
do a call segment on that.
You mean like what? School zones are just too slow, right? Is that what you're going to say?
No, not that. But I thought about the Gandy Bridge bust over the weekend.
Yeah, people doing 130 miles an hour over the bridge.
Those weren't the people they were going after. They were getting people who mostly were doing 20 to 30 miles an hour.
Yes, doing 85 in a 55 is not good. Doing 30 miles over the speed limit is not acceptable.
Wait a minute.
Hang on. In your world, you think that's acceptable?
I think the cops were busting normal, regular folks who aren't
going 20. What you think the speed limit's a suggestion?
I think our jurisdictions are using police as tax collectors.
Oh my God!
By taxing common folks by doing a couple miles over the speed limit, which is an arbitrary number in the first place.
A couple of miles over the speed limit.
They're not doing 120.
Is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You're doing 20 to 30 miles over the posted speed limit? Yeah, that's not a safe situation.
I always forget. Are they guidelines or are they laws, the speed limits? Just guidelines, right?
What?
No, not guidelines.
No, it's a law. It's a suggestion. Just like in my neighborhood, stop signs are a suggestion.
Oh, yeah. You've told us about that.
Do you have the same thing in your neighborhood? I mean, literally.
Just roll.
In my neighborhood, we have numerous stop signs. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We have a bunch.
I could probably come up with a dozen stop signs in my neighborhood. 90% of the people in my hood, those are like stop optional. They're like, that's like a serving suggestion. You know when you see the food on a package of like Stouffer's lasagna?
Oh, don't
and it says serving suggestion?
That's another thing I'm going to talk about in the last hour of the show when Roxanne's gone. Yeah. Serving suggestions. What crap that is.
That's a crock.
Oh, my God. All right. Anyway, so, my neighborhood, they're awful. People just run through stop signs. So I would have the right of way, and somebody will run the stop sign as I'm, like, going by, or I want to make a left turn, and I have no stop. People will run the stop sign and then look at me like I'm freaking crazy, like I'm out of my mind because I didn't stop for them while they ran their stop sign.
Or you have the people who just look at you like you're such a square if you stop.
It is insane. Or I've had people honk at me behind me because I stop.
Yeah.
I stop at the stop sign.
Loser.
And people are honking at me. What are you stopping for, you idiot?
It's a stop sign right there. That's
you have nowhere to go.
All right. Anyway, let me do some early morons in the news. 6:45 at the MJ Morning Show. Yes, I am MJ. I feel fine. My voice doesn't sound fine, but I have no sore throat whatsoever. I just have some allergy deal because my eyes are kind of puffy and swollen, and this is my voice this morning, and I'm wearing my glasses because I didn't want to put my contacts in. So I should be able to get through the show, but...
Yeah, and that's what our listeners want, just to show that you can get through.
No, I mean, the content is going to be great.
I know.
I might not have the buttery smooth voice that I'm known for.
No, you might not. You sound like a gravel road.
That's what it's funny you say that because I was like, yeah, I work with MJ now. Like, oh, the guy with the buttery smooth voice.
There
yes,
you go.
yes.
Yeah. Can't believe it's not butter. Hey, Andrew, do me a favor. Get me my smokes. Okay?
I wish we were smoking this morning.
I don't smoke.
We should start.
No, I'm not. Speaking of smoking, I've got a vaping story we'll get to later on. All right, early morons in the news, 6:47. Let me see what I can squeeze in here. Oh, and then I got more live commercials to do. Oh, boy. Maybe I should have you guys do morons in the news. All right, Festa, do morons in the news. Go.
From Florida's
Oh, I have one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Go.
Now,
Okay, if
Rob.
you don't have one, go. Sorry.
Stop it. All right.
Oh, your headphones on?
Are you
Yes,
gonna-
they are, but I'm just excited about morons in the news because I saw one today. Go ahead.
I don't know what the hell's happening right now, guys. MJ, are you going to do the show or not? I mean, you sound rough.
Yes, I sound rough. I
mean, seriously, we need you 100%.
I don't feel rough. Listen, you want me to leave now?
Listen, the quarterback's hurt. The center doesn't throw the ball. Okay,
All right, so what is your suggestion? What should I do? What should I do right now?
I think you should take calls if we should put a best of show on.
Oh, so suddenly you don't want to do the show yourself?
Hold on. Let's get crap straight.
You don't want to talk about manhole covers for 4 hours?
Let's get stuff straight.
Yeah.
I have no desire to do this show by myself because, quite frankly, MJ takes a day off. I take a day off. I don't care. Truth be known, I want the show to be the best quality every time that we put one on.
Yeah.
If you sound rough, I think you should take the day off. I don't think it's being unreasonable. And I'm not kidding around. Listen, if you don't do the show, if you're not the host of the show,
Yeah.
I have no desire to be in the studio. That's the truth.
Well, thank you. Hey,
But-
Andrew, how rough would it be if I said, all right, just put a best of on today. Let me use the rest of today and the weekend to recover.
Yeah.
Hopefully come back on Monday. Andrew, turn your mic on in the production studio. Andrew, how easy would it be just to slam in a best of? Is that problematic?
I could pull it off.
I mean, Froggy's out. Roxanne's leaving at 8:15. I have an RV show I would much rather be at. You sound like hell.
And you know what? You keep saying, MJ, I'm fine. But every time you say that, I think it's a lie. And I think it's a lie.
Wait a minute,
Like,
you think what is a lie?
because that's something people do sometimes. They're like, I'm fine. You know what fine stands for? I'm not going to say the acronym, but there's a
like the Aerosmith song?
FINE stands for blank blank, insecure, neurotic, and I forgot the
Yeah,
E.
isn't that that's the Aerosmith song?
Oh, is it?
FINE, fine, right?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
maybe it is. So, anyways, every time you say I'm fine, I don't think you're neurotic, but I think you're just saying that to be tough, and you don't need to be tough. If you're like, you know what,
you think I'm just acting tough?
you're acting tough.
I don't feel ill.
So,
It's just my voice
Yeah.
and my eyes are itchy.
Yes, I believe he doesn't feel ill.
But I think you'd feel better
Like,
if you were
my-
lying down and resting your voice.
My throat sounds like I've got razor blades in it, but my throat feels fine. I've got no sore throat whatsoever. I just sound like I have glass shards in the back of my throat.
So take a day and get better. Let your voice heal a little
I'll
bit.
tell you what. Let's take some calls when we get back.
Okay.
All right? We'll figure it out. I still didn't get to early morons in the news. All right, hang on. Back in a second. And we'll take some phone calls on whether you think that I should persevere and do the show today or just slap on a best of and get on the Howard Franklin Bridge in 15 minutes and go home. We'll see. I turn your mic off. It's time for some live spots. All right. So, great spot. Here we go, 7 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. MJ and the crew. You know, it's a little rougher sounding when I first start, and then I kind of like work through it a little bit. All right, folks, here's the deal. I'm going to take phone calls right now. Fester is pushing me to shut down the live show and do a best of. But we have a lot of stuff today. We've got sad, we've got happy, we've got crazy entertaining. As you know, we run the gamut on this show. And I feel fine. I have no aches and pains. My throat is not sore. I just sound like this, okay? My vocal cords obviously have some, I don't know what's going on. My eyes are a little swollen. So this is like allergy related because I have no fever. I did take a COVID test. I have no COVID. For whatever reason, maybe once a year I get this. So Fester is trying to get me to leave. See, I'm sounding a little better.
It is improving.
As I talk. So Fester, dude, when you go... You do it right into the microphone, and you do it all the time. Can you please stop with your... No, you do it all the time now. I don't want to yell at you, especially when I sound like this.
Okay.
But can you please stop doing... Where's your mic switch?
4 feet away from me.
All right, you tell Max to reinstall that right in front of you, okay?
No kidding.
All right, no,
Max.
I'm serious.
Yeah, it's the first request I made in this place.
For how we're going to be, and listen, I don't even know if I'm coming back after. This could be my last. I'm supposed to meet with Ron this morning. I'm supposed to meet with Ron, our general manager, on my contract extension. I'm gonna cancel that. I'm gonna have to push that to next week.
Well, you know what? That's very telling. If you're canceling that meeting, that tells me you feel worse than you admit.
If you could talk to us for 4 hours,
exactly.
You can talk to Ron for 4 minutes.
It's the mental energy, and that's what I'm looking at too. Your voice is your instrument. You need to protect it, even though you're quote not in pain and you don't feel bad.
What are you like, Mother Bear over there? What are you,
Yes.
Mama Bear?
Yes.
All right.
This is how you tell them how to care for themselves if they are not.
Here's what I want to do. I want to go to phones, and I want to ask listeners, did someone suggest we go to phones? Was that?
I thought that was a good idea, although maybe I don't think that right now. But
why not?
Because you
All right,
sound a little better.
All right, here's the deal. Let's go to phones. Fester, just a few minutes ago, is trying to get me to leave and have Andrew, the producer, put a best of show on.
I'm for that.
Thank you, Roxanne.
Says the one who's leaving at 8 o'clock today anyway.
Exactly. My contribution is going to only be for another hour.
Froggy's not even here today. All right, let's go to phones. Should I stay and continue the show? I've got great content today. What do I sound like? Do I sound unbearable? Is it like, don't look at me, I'm hideous? Is it like, don't listen to me, I'm hideous? All right, let's go to phones. What are you laughing at?
Your voice cracks on
right,
hideous.
yeah.
Of course it does.
All right, let's go to phones. Should I stay or should I go? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Blink. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah,
I knew it was happening.
Okay.
No, you just sing.
Should I stay or should I go?
That's right. Good job, Andrew.
All right. So, should I stay or should I go? I'm fine staying and doing the show. I feel fine. I just don't sound fine.
Hey, think about this.
Let me give out the number.
Okay.
800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. You, the loyal MJ Morning Show listener, should I stay or should I go? Should we do the show live today or should I go home and have Andrew put on a best of show? 800-990-1047. Now, let me grab a Post-it, stay, go.
Oh, it's very official.
And I'm going to keep track with little hash marks here.
We have balloting now.
All right, now, I didn't say whether the vote is going to be binding, but let's hear what the listeners have to say on whether I should stay or whether I should go. All right, Andrew's screening. Already got like 3 or 4 screens. Let me grab calls. Also, don't forget, I'll give you full details coming up. Starting Monday morning, we're giving away high-quality, full HD, dual-channel dash cams. So I'm going to call it Wham Bam Thank You Dash Cam. Thanks. What are you cringing at over there?
I'm just trying to process that. Wham, bam, thank you, dash cam.
Yeah, it's like
It's a good name. I'm not knocking it.
it's wham, bam. Thank you, Dash Cam.
All right, it makes a lot more sense when you add the sound
All right.
effects.
So we're teaming up with the Kemp Law Group, and we're giving away, because the Tampa Bay roads are the worst. The drivers are the worst. You need a dash cam to record, to protect yourself. So beginning on Monday morning, every hour, every day next week, we're giving out dash cams. 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock hours, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So keep listening all next week. And these things are valued at like $200 a piece. These are good. We did all the research. We found the biggest seller of dash cams in the country. They recommended this one. They could have sold us more expensive ones. They said, no, this is a great one. And front and rear coverage. Front camera, back camera. So we'll start giving those away on Monday morning here on the MJ Morning Show. Let's go to phones. Michael in Seminole. Michael, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning. I think you should stay, man. I think you should suck it up a little bit. You know.
No,
I think,
listen. I'm fine. Michael. Let me get something clear here. Michael, I look for every reason possible to do this show every single day. I think there are some people in this business that look for ways not to do their show or to call in or whatever. I look for every single reason to come in and do this show, even if I am ill, even if I don't feel well. I feel compelled to entertain you, Michael.
That's right.
You're like a hype man,
so there
Michael.
You go. You know, you're not a roofer. You're not a line cook. You know, you're talking to a microphone. So
Yes.
you should stay.
All right.
If he talks to the microphone, if the voice is all right, Michael, thank you.
Well, Michael, what do I sound as the end user, as you listen, and what comes out of your speakers? Do I sound terrible?
No, not at all. I think the ladies might think you sound a little sexier today.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
How's
Do it for
that?
the ladies.
Yeah.
Do it for the ladies.
Yeah, hey, ladies. Monster Jam. All right. Thank you, Michael. Have a great day. So Michael's in the stay column.
Way to make it creepy, Michael.
Let's go to Jay in Port Richey. Jay, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, well, listen, I've sounded better. I feel fine. I just don't sound fine. Go ahead, Jay.
Well, my name's Jerry, but that's okay. I think you should go home. I think your voice is most important. It's like Roxanne said, most important instrument that you have. And I would hate that it would be ruined and not be able to have another show after this.
Well, I don't think it's going to be ruined. You know, I think that I should recover just fine over the weekend and sound great for Monday as we're going to give away all the dash cams. All right, Jay, I've got you in the go home column. So right now, folks, we are tied. One stay, one go. Oh, look at this. Mindy's in Holiday, and she's a first-time listener. Mindy, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hello.
Mindy, is this true? This is the first time you've ever listened?
This is the first time I've ever listened.
So you don't even know what I sound like normally.
No, and I think you sound great, and this is cracking me up, and now I want to hear the show because of all the great things you're saying are supposed to be here today.
Now, Mindy, you're calling from Holiday. How long have you been in Florida?
5 years.
All right, and you have never heard the MJ Morning Show before today.
No.
What have you listened to in the morning?
Well, not this station. I'm not going to plug another one.
Hold on. What? I'm curious. What? So, I don't know if you know our history. Mindy, where did you move from 5 years ago?
Ohio.
All right. So the history of the MJ Morning Show is we were MJ and BJ from 1994 to 2001. BJ left in 01, and then it was the MJ Morning Show until 2012. So on the air for 18 years, we took a hiatus, and we came back 3 years ago on October 5th of 2020. So we've been back for 3 years. Altogether, I've been on the air in this market with a form of the MJ Morning Show for 21 years. And Mindy, for the last 3 years, you've been listening to substandard radio?
Obviously so.
Listen, I got to know, what were you listening to? Like yesterday, what were you listening to? What show?
I was listening to my own music.
All right. All right. Well, Mindy, do we have you as a regular listener now?
I think so. Yes, I will give this a try. All next week, I want to hear what your real voice is.
All right. Well, listen, fill out a comment card as well. All right, Mindy, thanks for checking in.
All right. Have a great day.
All right. So that's a stay. Let's go to Joey and Hernando. Joey, MJ Morning Show. Should I stay or should I go with this voice today?
Hi, guys. I think you should stay.
All right, and what is your reasoning behind that?
You'll have the weekend off.
Listen, I'm in your boat, man. I'm not looking for a reason to go. I've got Fester trying to shove me out the door. Go home. Put a best of on. No, I'm trying to stay. I want to stay. Thank you. Let me grab Todd in Clearwater. Todd, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hi, Todd. Todd, are you there? Oh, wait a second. I picked up the wrong. Hang on, I picked up the wrong line. Hang on, Roberto, you're next. Todd, go ahead.
Hey, you remember me talking about the furniture getting stolen in the hotel?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, payback's hell, ain't it?
Yeah, we called you.
Yeah, I heard you talking. Said I sounded like a cartoon character. Well, guess what? Are you on the Road Runner show? I had one of my vocal cords paralyzed. That's why I sound like this. But you need to take care of yourself, brother. You need to go home, wrap your neck around a warm towel, and drink some lemon tea or something.
All right, great. I got Todd just jamming me up with some serious Schadenfreude right now.
Good for you, Todd.
Todd's so happy
Todd
today.
has a crippled vocal cord. What's your excuse?
All right.
I had a
Paralyzed.
tracheotomy put in my neck.
You had what?
A tracheotomy in my neck.
Oh.
They paralyzed one of my vocal cords.
Oh, my
man.
God. All right, well, listen, Todd, you sound fine. You sound a little like Wilford Brimley. That's it, okay?
Hey, I want to sound like the Roadrunner or the Coyote.
All right, thank
That
you.
was the funniest thing I ever heard.
All right, Todd, you call us. Todd, call us anytime, buddy.
It's going
Hey,
downhill.
all right, man. I love your show. I've been listening to you for several years now.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Todd. Have a
Todd.
great one. All right, Roberto and Palm Harbor. Should I stay or should I go?
No, I want you to stay because I look forward to it.
All right.
You might remember me. I was eating my sub at the Firehouse Subs in Dunedin, and the guy drove into the building.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
right to my table.
Yeah, we talked to you on the air. The guy plowed through Firehouse Subs in Dunedin, and he's sitting there, and suddenly he's got a truck grill in his face instead of a sub.
Yeah, he picked up his sub, and he said, "Yeah, sorry about that," and then he drove away.
Backed out and drove off.
With the bumper dragging on the ground.
Thank you.
You remember the movie Platoon, of course.
Of course.
And the sergeant was the bad guy, and one of his members had gotten shot. He said, "Take the pain, take the pain." So that's all I got for you. But I do listen every day.
Thank you, buddy. All right, so that was a stay, right? And what do I do with my thing? All right, so right now it looks like we're at the 4 stay and only 2 go. Colton in Spring Hill. Colton, MJ Morning Show. What should I do?
Hello. I think you should do what you want to do. If you want to stay, it's your voice, it's your show, you stay.
Yeah, I want to stay, so...
And then you stay. If it's your show, your voice, you stay. You do what you want to do.
Yeah, I think it's a very fair suggestion there. All right, so I'm going to put you down as a stay. Thank you. All right, just 2 more here, and I got to take a break, or else I'm going to get too late. Let's grab Justin in Tampa. Justin, should I stay or should I go?
What's up, MJ? I think you should honestly stay. You got 2.5 hours left. Suck it up. Get it done. Michelle will take care of you when you get home.
With a sponge bath. Right. Thank you, Justin. All right, I got to stay. Listen, I don't even take any more here. Justin has got JC. Quickly, JC, what should I do?
I think you should go and put Fester on the show. Grill it up.
Okay, that wasn't the name of the show. It was called On the
On
Grill.
the Grill, yeah.
But, we'll talk barbecue talk. Text me later. I'll give you some nice
So
chicken
it's
cutlet advice.
6 stay, 3 go. All right. All right.
All right.
I'll have my final decision next.
Oh,
all right?
great. We need a final decision.
Hold
now.
on.
We know what it's going to be.
My final decision is next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. All right, 7. A little bit late this morning with the beginning of an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. So am I going to continue doing the show live right now? Will I continue, or will I tell Andrew to push the button and just start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ morning show best of? Okay, the deciding moment is right here, right now. I asked listeners in the last segment, should I stay or should I go? The votes, I took a total of 9 calls, and 6 said stay and 3 said go. So even though the listeners have spoken, I probably would have decided to stay anyway. So I am staying. I will continue to do the show. This might be challenging now because we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ right now. Every morning around this time, actually, I'm running like 3 minutes late. We just got, because I took phone calls in the last segment, so we got pushed a little late. But I will stay. I will continue to do the show because, like I said, I look for every possible reason to do this show, not do the show. So, again, I feel fine. I do not have a sore throat. It's just my voice is just cranked this morning. My eyes also were a little itchy and watery. I think it's allergy because I'm not sick. I do not have a fever. I did test for COVID. None of that. And I feel fine. It's just my voice sounds like this. I'm going to stay. Froggy's not here today. Roxanne's leaving at 8:15. So Fester is now putting his microphone back together because it collapsed and broke like everything in this radio station. We're having computer problems this morning. Fester can't even get his microphone back on. And now you want me to go to mic 4?
I have to use the emergency mic.
Oh, that mic sounds awful.
Know.
Oh, my God. That mic is the worst.
The microphone that I have is broke. Every week it does it.
Well, listen, this whole place is a dump. You know, I'm supposed to meet with Ron, our general manager, this morning for my contract negotiations because they want me to stay. First of all, I'm gonna cancel my meeting with Ron today because I just need to get the hell out of here.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I just want to go. You know, because while I feel okay, my voice does not sound okay.
I'm not trying to pry.
Yeah.
But are you having an allergic reaction to something?
I don't think so. I don't think Michelle used any new detergent on the sheets or anything, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, because your eyes are they're looking more swollen.
Or am I allergic to Michelle, maybe?
Maybe something in this room. I would never think it's Michelle. I would think it was maybe like dust particles.
A fragrance or something?
Did somebody rub guinea pigs in my eyes?
Are you allergic to guinea pigs?
No, you know what? I was. You know, the kids, they had these little, what were the guinea pigs' names? I forgot. The guinea pigs, what were their names? Why can't I remember their names? Anyway, the kids had guinea pigs. They love these guinea pigs. We got them at that pet store, you know, right at Hillsborough and Memorial. In that little shopping center there. Yeah, we got those before we went to New York for a bit. And, man, those kids loved those. Man, why can't I think of the damn guinea pigs' names? Michelle, if you're awake, text me. Kids loved, but I was allergic. And I put up with them. I like the guinea pigs, too. Those little things, if you're not having them for dinner at a Peruvian restaurant, they're really cute little animals. I'm telling you.
Are guinea pigs really Peruvian food?
Oh, yeah.
Are they?
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
now,
yeah.
I love Peruvian food. I've eaten at Peruvian restaurants. You and I both love that place, Terrasur. And I've never seen guinea pig on the menu.
I don't know if they have guinea pig there, but you go to Peru?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
It's a delicacy.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. They've got like guinea pig king. It's like Burger King for guinea pigs.
In the morning, all the chefs are outside of the Petco in Peru buying guinea pigs for the menu.
They've got Kentucky Fried Guinea Pig there. So, but they're cute little animals. But no, I was allergic to them. So I'm also allergic to most cats. I'm not allergic to dogs.
Why do you say most?
Because if they have no hair, I'm not allergic.
So if someone has a cat and they're like, MJ, come on over. And you're like, do you have cats?
If they're one of
We
those
do.
hairless cats.
Yeah, hairless cats are fine.
Yeah.
Just shave your cat. I'll be right there.
I'm not getting this microphone, man. It's busted. I mean, it's a screw that I have to put together, but it's the finest thread. It's taken forever.
All right, Roxanne, can you talk for a minute?
Yeah, I can. Usually when that happens to my microphone, Froggy has to fix it.
Yeah, I know. Froggy
so
has these.
he knows how to do that.
Froggy
kind
has
of
these
stuff.
baby soft hands, and thank you, MJ, for coming over. Move my camera over.
Yeah, MJ's fixing it right now. But that there
I don't know if
do
it's
seem to be a lot more mishaps and things just falling apart
There's
mid-usage.
like 20 things broken today. Andrew has like limited computer access here. You getting it? Here we go.
Oh, look at
MJ
you.
and his baby soft hands.
Yeah, the
getting it
technical
done.
guy.
Thanks.
Nicely done.
All right, I appreciate it. It's good. I'll get it from here. All right, go back. All right. You had to get the thread started, and my fingers are like sausage links, and I just couldn't get it threaded right.
Well, it's just every aspect of this radio station is just a crap hole. I mean, just everything is broken here. It's just.
All right.
Yeah, all right. And I'm going to let Ron know I'm not going in for contract negotiations this morning. I just don't feel like it. Yeah. All right, let me turn mic 4 off. Let me put your. All right, Fester's good mic is back on.
I'm back. All right.
Hey, we have a lot to deal with here.
Let's go.
We've got some terrible things to talk about. We've got some great things to talk about. Listen, the show is a mix of things every given day.
Sure.
Yeah, I try to avoid some of the terrible things, but we've got a couple of things this morning that have to be dealt with, and there are some awful stories that just need to be addressed. So that'll be coming up on the MJ Morning Show. My heart is broken on several levels. I'll explain coming up. Now, dash cam week is coming up. This whole deal was put together yesterday afternoon. You might have heard it develop on the show yesterday. I had Stacy Kemp on from the Kemp Law Group, a big sponsor here at Q105. And Stacy agreed to foot the bill, Kemp Law Group, for 20 dash cams. So beginning Monday, we're giving away 20 high-quality, full HD, dual channel, so that means facing front, and a camera for the back. And it records on a micro SD card. So if you drive the roads of Tampa Bay, you need a dash cam. With the crazy maniac drivers in the Tampa Bay area, all the close calls, all the accidents, protect yourself. You know, we took phone calls on the dash cams yesterday, and several mothers called in and said, I would love one, but you know what? I want a dash cam for my teenage kid's car.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that works two ways. You know, the maniac drivers out there, but you can also see how your kid's driving, with a dash cam. So here's the deal. Beginning Monday morning, right here on the MJ Morning Show, we're going to give away 20 dash cams next week. That translates to every single hour. These are $200 value dash cams. And we went to the biggest supplier of dash cams in the country yesterday. And we said, you sell everything. You've got all kinds of levels of quality and price points. I said, listen, you tell me what dash cam would you recommend that we give away? Reliability, good in the Florida heat, in the car. And they said, go with this ThinkWare F200 dual camera. They could have sold us something a little more expensive, but they said, no, this is a very great, reliable unit. So beginning Monday morning, 6 o'clock hour, we'll give away a dash cam every hour next week. Monday through Friday, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock hours. Every hour, 20 dash cams, and you can win them. Right, you just need to be covered. You need a record of what's going on Tampa Bay roads while you drive around. All right?
Is this the one that I just pulled up?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a nice looking setup. Plus, it's got an app. It'll talk to your smartphone. I mean, it's a nice setup. And you could win these beginning Monday morning right here on the MJ Morning Show.
This is a really cool dash cam.
It really is.
All right, the SAG-AFTRA strike is over. That's done. If you expect your favorite TV show to come back like Monday, not going to happen. It's probably going to be like February before some of the scripted shows start coming back.
Right.
So while the SAG-AFTRA strike is over, remember, the Writers Guild, they were on strike first. And then SAG-AFTRA, the actors union, then went out on strike. So it's kind of a double whammy. So the Screen Actors Guild, they have announced a deal with the AMPTP, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. They represent the big Hollywood studios. So now it's all, I guess, signed and delivered. There's an agreement. There's a deal. But it's going to be a while before your favorite shows are back on television. You know, for me, I got to be honest. I used to watch a variety. I used to watch, 4 or 5 things regularly on network TV. Do you know how much I watch now on Fox, ABC, NBC, and CBS from a scripted series standpoint?
One show.
Okay, one.
Is that all? You just watch one show now?
For the most part, it is 0.
Really?
But I'll tell you this right now. For the most part, it is not a goose egg.
Can you name a current sitcom?
No. I couldn't even name a current sitcom. I know, is Abbott Elementary, is that a sitcom? I guess it.
Yes.
Is that a dramedy? What is it?
No, it's a
sitcom?
comedy
All right.
set in a school.
So, I've never seen Abbott Elementary. I've seen excerpts. So, and listen, I've seen some funny stuff on that show, but the only thing that I'll see occasionally, let me backtrack a second. Michelle does like Law and Order. My wife said that she's going to order the whole Law and Order set.
That's what I was thinking of, Law and Order. I know you guys watch that.
There's but not regularly. I have the TiVo set up to record them, and we'll watch, for instance, we watched some Law and Orders that were from last spring. And we just watched those in September, October. I had 5 or 6 recorded. So the commercials were out of date. I mean, I think some of the companies advertisers are out of business now. No, but we watched some of the new original Law and Order. And, Michelle loves Law and Order. She goes back to the Jerry Orbach days. I mean, the Sorvino days.
Yeah, but this show's been on the air for 25 years.
Oh, it has. And Michelle, she just purchased the WKRP in Cincinnati DVD set. So we have that. We started watching some of those old ones. And Michelle is talking about buying the entire Law and Order DVD set, going back to 82, 84, whatever, 80, the original shows. And you can buy it's a 37 DVD set of all the original Law and Orders. But, I don't know how many people are listening that are watching regular network TV. Shows that used to pull in prime time, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You would have shows that pulled 20, 25, 30 million viewers. Now the networks are happy if they get 5 freaking million viewers. Hey, the World Series. Did you see? We
talked about that, how poor the viewership was.
We talked about the World Series, and I think, Fester, didn't you dig up Game 1 of the World Series? Where it was the worst rating since the worst viewers since.
Our local baseball historian and rabid fan, Roxanne, said that the World Series, Game 1 was the worst.
Yes.
Only to be beaten by Game 2.
Oh, that's right. Roxanne, you dug it.
I dug it up. And then there was actually a fun fact that.
Oh, don't say.
But it was fun.
Don't say fun fact.
And it was factual. And that the Rays.
I have a visceral reaction when anyone says fun fact.
The Rays in the World Series, one of their games was the lowest, was the only other one that was
back in 2020?
Yes.
Okay.
Which, of course, was the pandemic
but
year.
I saw something last night that the World Series averaged 6.8 million viewers. That is awful. 6.8 million? I mean, that's what they're pulling on that awful Masked Singer on Fox.
You know what's crazy is look at the dip.
What are you laughing at?
I've never sat through a whole episode.
Oh, either
of
have I.
Singer.
Either have I.
I can't do it. I don't know. It's like a furry convention at a karaoke show. I don't know what to do with that.
Now, the scripted series, the production shut down. For me, it's more about what was shut down on the streaming services like Netflix or Hulu or Paramount Plus, because HBO, Showtime, those shows I tend to watch with Michelle more of the streaming series these days, and we watch virtually zero network television. As far as the networks go, we'll watch like David Muir and ABC World News Tonight. We'll watch, it's a really good newscast, and she's number 3, is Norah O'Donnell and the CBS Evening News. Michelle likes that one the best.
Really?
Yeah, I think she does a very good job. Not to mention when I was up in New York and I did my afternoon show, I did it from CBS in the Westwood One studios up there, and I would see Norah O'Donnell before she moved to D.C. quite a bit in the hallway. She was very friendly to me. And she's like, what do you do? I'm like, yeah, I do a syndicated radio show. Oh, really? I'll have to stop in one day. She was really nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. So anyway, maybe February for scripted series to start coming back to TV. But it's not like the strike is over and instantly it's like, just firing up a light switch. It's going to take time to get things kind of amped and ramped up. So that's the latest. Hey, Roxanne.
Yes.
You've been talking about this for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's your time to explain what the heck this is. Now, Fester, you okay? You're hacking up over there.
So I got a big issue. Somebody brought in their leftover Halloween candy, and it's all payday bars.
Oh, my.
And
What do you have a peanut part lodged in your... Oh,
yes,
my
I have
God.
I have a fragment of peanut right in the throat, so that's what I'm hacking over. Sorry. Paydays are so good and so underrated.
I'm not a payday girl.
Straight nougat and peanuts?
You're hacking and yakking like a dog with a chicken bone in its throat.
This payday bar is worth all the pain. And it actually makes me feel like I'm eating something good. Oh, you son of a bitch. Andrew came and took my last payday bar.
All right, so dude, I mean, really?
It's not me. It's peanuts.
The machinery is falling apart. We are falling apart.
I'm telling you, today's a rough day.
It is. So the payday is like a Snickers or a Baby Ruth, right? Is that the same?
No chocolate. It's straight nougat.
Oh, a payday is no chocolate?
Straight nougat rolled in peanuts. I haven't had a payday bar in forever.
That's like wetting you down and rolling you in flour.
Oh, my. I got another joke that goes with that, but I'll save it. Anyway, I feel better. All right. Sorry.
All right. Roxanne, can you? I just need you to stop hacking. I'm the one that's supposed to sound bad here.
Let's hack together.
All right. So, Roxanne, on top of you being a media coach for athletes.
Yes.
Now, you work one-on-one with athletes that are drafted into, let's say, the NFL, Major League Baseball. Have you done any hockey players?
No.
No?
No.
So football and baseball?
Basketball as well.
Oh, so NBA?
NBA, yep.
So Roxanne has coached some of these young draftees into how to handle the media and also how to behave on social media, how not to get in trouble, right?
Yes, how not to get in trouble, how things, the big thing is as they get ready for the draft, these teams are trying to stump them and they're trying to give them trick questions and things like, hey, if I asked you to show me your internet search, your Google search, would you let me do that? And
I thought you were going to say, if you asked me to show me your wang on social media, what should you do? I thought that's where that was going.
I'd be like, back up, here it comes.
All right. So how many are you coaching right now? And this is going to be the segue into the other item.
Okay. I start up in January. So I'm in a little hiatus right now. So I'll start coaching in January.
And do you have any that are lined up ready to go for January?
Yep.
How many?
I have a guy I work with. There will probably be 20. Usually
You're going to work with 20
Yes.
potential draftees?
Yes.
For,
I do it every year.
for Major League Sports?
Yep.
All right.
You got to figure college football season goes through January. Then they start getting ready for the draft. They start being interviewed, right?
And the draft is typically what, in May?
April, May, yeah, something like that.
Yep.
Okay. So, Roxanne, I've now found out that you are also a dating coach.
Yes. And
What?
I do this for free, but I would like to start charging people.
How many clients do you currently have in the dating coach realm?
I mean, I'm actually kind of joking because it's just like, look, if you're my friend and you're a guy, or of course a girl. But,
Tell me about your dating coaching.
All right.
What does date coaching entail? Are you coaching somebody right now?
yes, I am.
All right, so let's start with who are you coaching now?
Okay. He's a friend of mine. He lives in North Carolina, and he lives in Charlotte. So he is
That's
newly.
the Queen City, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
He will call him. Well, I'll just tell you his real name, Jim, because
Oh wow, Roxanne didn't fake a name here. So real name is Jim
What was the fake name going to be?
Jebediah.
Seriously, his name is
it was
Jim.
actually going to be a J name. It was,
Okay,
yeah,
all right,
I was
all right.
go to a fake J name, but it's actually
It was going to
Jim.
be Jumongus.
So Jumongus is having problems meeting people.
So he is newly divorced, right?
So how old is Jim?
he is 36.
Jim is 36 and already divorced?
Yes.
At what age did Jim get married?
25-ish.
How do you say it like that? You say 36 and already divorced? I know people who divorced 4 times at 36.
Yeah, I was divorced in my 20s.
Yeah, that's true.
And
All right.
not everybody's like my wife who marries me and just is lazy and
I
doesn't
don't know,
leave
listen,
me.
I look at things through different glasses
Yeah.
or a different lens
That's
because
fine.
Michelle and I will be married for 30 years this June.
That's awesome.
And we knew each other for 7 years prior to getting married. So we've known each other for 37 years. You know, Michelle was, I think, 23 or 24 when she married. I was 28 when we got married. All right. So, Jim, you're coaching him. He's divorced.
Yes.
So, why the hell does Jim need date coaching?
Because he hasn't been out there for 10 years and things have drastically changed
It's
in
a
10 years.
dating jungle out there.
Yes, it really is. Now, Jim is at the higher level of comfort level of talking to women, and he's, he's
Oh, I
not
thought you were going to say
shy.
that Jim's at the higher level of income.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine. He's fine. But we'll get to that in a moment.
All right.
So he starts on Tinder, and the Tinder nightmare stories he tells me, guess what? They're probably even worse for women. But he says, first of all, Tinder sucks you in. I wasn't aware of this. Tinder sucks you in, and they give you a lot of matches in the beginning, and then the matches taper off.
Now, I read recently that a lot of the online dating is kind of falling by the wayside. I read something recently that Generation Z and millennials are, and he would be millennial, right? He would be on the
young
upper end of millennial, yeah,
Yeah,
right?
mid to
Mid or upper end of millennial. I read recently that Generation Z and millennials are starting to sour on online dating.
Well, I can imagine so. I mean, I'm just very thankful that I didn't have to do that because that's what everybody does now. And I like the serendipity of meeting someone in a bar and feeling their energy
Well,
and being like, I'm attracted to
Guess
that
what?
person.
I like the frozen hot chocolate. It's serendipity, but that's a whole different thing.
Good stuff.
All right. So, Roxanne,
Yes.
what does date coaching from Roxanne entail?
So this is what I came up with for him. And this isn't like some brainiac idea, but he's telling me about all the issues he's having with Tinder. He's even meeting, like, even girls just want to hook up on Tinder,
So is
which
he-
is fine, but it's like,
So he is he successful? People are
Yes,
contacting
yes.
him on Tinder?
Yes.
Because
good-looking
Tinder,
guy.
but Tinder is known as just kind of like a hookup wham bam, right?
Yeah, I guess so. And apparently,
Hold
it's-
on, I guess so. What kind of dating coach are you? You should know this.
You should know this stuff.
You're a
Well,
dating coach.
no,
I guess
because
so.
I'm steering him away from that.
Okay.
Now, granted, I've looked at all of his pictures and I've been like, no, this picture doesn't work. This is
hold
too-
on. You're
Yeah.
selecting his pictures?
Oh yeah. I'm really good at that because people take stupid pictures, like just terrible lighting, like just this is your introduction to someone in today's day and age. So make it your best introduction.
How many women has he hooked up with on Tinder so far?
I don't know. Maybe 5 or 6. I don't know. I
And-
don't mean hooked up, but I mean like gone on dates or
And
whatever.
did
I don't
you
ask him
say-
those questions.
Did you say that some of the women that
Yeah.
he met on Tinder, you're saying, yep, but let me ask my question first.
Okay.
Thank
I know
you.
you're going to say, but go ahead.
What am I going to say?
You're going to say you're saying that they just want a one night stand? Yes.
That is exactly what I was going to ask you.
Wow,
Okay.
she did
All
know.
right, so you got me there. All right. So there women on Tinder just want to get some action?
Yes. Which
So
you know-
typically you think that's the guy.
right, but it's
That the women want more of an emotional connection. They want more of a long-term prospect. They want romance. They want dining and dancing, and they want to feel loved and special. But you're telling me that he's had numerous women that just want to get wow.
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly. Which, on the surface, that sounds like, okay, what's the problem? Like the guys would be saying, okay, great. That sounds
Bring
like a lot
it
of
on,
fun.
baby.
Yeah, I've been in a
I
marriage.
want more. Wow, wow.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But he really is looking for a relationship. He's got a couple of children. And I always tell him,
Oh, that's a drag.
no.
I'm kidding.
The contrary.
I'm joking. I'm joking. All right.
A couple of trophies on the shelf, man. No
Not
drag.
right. No, for a woman, I mean, it's very attractive
Was
for
he-
a guy to as long as the ex isn't like psycho.
All right. Oh, well, that happens
Yeah,
as well.
that happens too.
All right. So, has he had any women that were like trying to hook up for money or hook up for gold digging?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he's a successful person,
What does he do?
management, but he's not like a billionaire or a million. I
Like,
don't know.
what do
I
you
don't know
th-
what
what do
his
you think-
assets are. I don't know what he's worth.
What do you think he makes a year? If you were to guess,
Oh, he makes 6 figures a year.
but 6 figures could be 100 grand or it could be 800 grand.
It could be, but what's that mark of happiness or something? Like there's some point at which it's law of diminishing returns with your income. But he makes a good living. He's a young guy. I told you, 36 years old. So
Are
he's
you
doing
attracted to
fine.
him?
No.
Would you dump Doug?
No. Don't take it the wrong way.
Oh,
I'm not saying would you like. Do you if you were on the market?
Yes.
Do you find him attractive?
I can tell you this: on paper, he is attractive, but he isn't my He isn't my
Your type.
wheelhouse. Yes.
So he's not your type.
Right. Exactly.
What, does he
So-
have like one leg or
Well,
something?
this guy kind of put him in a genre. He looks like blank, or he has a similarity, a look like blank.
He's athletic.
No, give me a name.
I'm not going to say like Matthew McConaughey. He's not that sexy because he's like super sexy, but he's going in that direction.
Okay,
He's
so
going in that direction. Yes.
all right.
But
So,
I am attracted to Matthew McConaughey.
so what you're saying is you are attracted to Jim.
All right. Roxanne, come on over. Get in my Lincoln.
Come on, I'll play some bongos for you while we smoke a joint.
Yeah.
All right. I tell you, we'll drive through the bayou. I'll take you on location where I shot that mud movie.
What are we trying to accomplish with all
All
of this?
right, yeah.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Well,
that's what I'm trying to-
I've got the big zinger. I got
Because what am I trying to accomplish?
I'm trying to ask,
I just found out that Roxanne is an online dating coach now as well.
But I have some like very, very important information to share with people who are tired, sick and tired
All right, so
of
this,
Tinder and
this
the
is
dating app.
This is the money shot?
This is the money shot.
This is the payoff?
So I just want to back up and say one little thing. You started to go down this road. He does say he encounters a lot of gold diggers too.
Ooh.
And it's just, and I'm not trying to, it could be man or woman. That's not a sex thing one way or the other. But it's frustrating because he can tell right off the bat. He's like, this one chick, she rolled up in a Mercedes and I could just tell she wasn't impressed because I didn't drive her. My car wasn't as nice as her. And I could just tell right off the bat. And then, he's like, I'm not going to be the guy for you. So he runs into some of that too.
Okay.
So, but this to me, when I hear it all, I just am like, cringe. This is online dating. It's just that awkwardness of you have no frame of reference about what the person is about. They could be an axe murderer, or they could be, this is everything that goes along with online dating, and it is the world that we live in. But I said to him, this is what you need to do. You need to be more active on IG. You need to look at all your friends.
Did you see my activity on IG yesterday? I put up an El Cap cheeseburger.
Yeah, I saw that. I liked it.
We'll get
We'll
get to that later.
As a dating coach, do you use MJ's Instagram as like a
Yeah,
guide?
I
Like, hey,
said-
you should put rice of like rice
Exactly.
and burgers.
Cheeseburgers.
Exactly.
All right, back over. Go.
So I said to him, go on IG, look at your friends' accounts and who they follow, and pick out people that you would be interested in. Start following them. And
Wait a minute.
they'll
So,
see
hold
that
on.
you have a common friend.
Yes. So you're suggesting to dispense with Tinder and Hinge and Plenty of Fish and those online dating apps. You're suggesting that he goes fishing on Instagram and find
Yes.
accounts of women he's attracted to.
It's
and start like going after them.
sliding in the DMs. That's where the phrase comes from.
Sliding in the DMs.
If you do it with a strategy, we accept that everything is done on our phones now. So yes, the dating world is on our phones, but the Tinder world feels very inauthentic and feels forced and awkward. But if you're just if you're like, hey, look at, say he's friends with you, Fester.
Yes.
And then you have a girl that you follow who's one of your friends, and he's like, ooh, I like Barbara. Jim's like, I like Barbara, Fester's friend. I'm gonna start following her. Okay, she followed me back.
What,
And then-
Jim creeping up on Barbara? Barbara's a nice lady.
And
Jim's
then-
some kind of creeper who's trying to slide into Barbara's DMs.
But think about it. You automatically you have something in common with Barbara, Fester. They have that in common with
Yeah.
one another. You can vouch for them, and then Jim can like look at Barbara's posts and give her a like.
Having
and
me
then,
in common is really going to fire up the sexual juices
Okay.
between Jim and Barbara.
maybe this is a poor example, but
It's
you
an
could,
awful example.
You could,
Hey, Fester, how about you not use that terminology? I just went. Ugh.
Which terminology?
I'm not repeating
I didn't
it.
even hear it.
Go
didn't
go
hear
ahead.
it. Okay, so it basically lends itself to there's someone who can vouch for Jim. You can vouch for Jim if Barbara ever asks, and you can flirt with someone. But even if they completely leave you hanging, like even if he really is like, oh, I like this Barbara, I like what she's posting, I like what she's about, and then he like sends her like, a reaction to a story. If she completely ignores it, no harm, no foul.
Are you,
Like,
are you
don't have
telling people to date based off their Instagram profiles or pages?
I think it's much better than dating off Tinder because it comes about in a more authentic way.
There's a tie that binds you before
Before the
But
awkward
I-
of like, do you like me? I'm in the market. I'm looking for someone.
Hey,
Versus
but
like,
I don't think people expect. Do women expect to be hit on Instagram other than like creeps or scam artists?
not if it's Fester's friend Jim. Then it lends some credibility. That's why I said
my
you look.
friends are creeps.
Okay,
I mean,
you're
all
a
of
poor
them.
example. You're a poor example. Let's kick Fester out of this analogy and just
what
ambiguous. Andrew,
let me just call Barbara and ask her if she wants to go to coffee.
But do you see how great that would be? Because then say Jim gets up the courage to like send her like a heart face on one of her stories. If she doesn't respond, or nobody thinks badly. Like I don't think badly of someone who
What are
sends
the
me a heart
odds?
face.
What are the odds of you just sending somebody a like heart and then suddenly that's going to brew into a date?
Maybe Barbara's feeling the same way. Maybe Barbara's like, oh, this guy Jim just started following me.
These sites like
and
Tinder,
he knows.
Hold on,
Fester.
these sites like Tinder or Plenty of Fish or Farmers Only or whatever you name it, they're designed for people who, some of them are looking for hookups, but the bigger pictures, some of them are looking for relationships where Tinder's.
Man, one of the biggies out there now is colostomy bags only.
You know what? All right. So that's really funny.
But there's like there's also like a neediness to Tinder. Like, here I am for my job interview. Everybody, do you like me? Whereas there's just a little bit more natural. Like, if you're not you can't go to the clubs nowadays. You can't go to the clubs and hope that someone's gonna hit on you because it's not gonna happen because everyone's glued to their phones or they're there with their date, right?
Essentially, that's what Instagram is. You
So
don't know
you're
that.
saying that people are
Right.
at clubs
Yes.
and there are humans all over the clubs, but they're still looking on their phones for other people on like dating sites while they're at the club?
Last time I went to a club, I feel like it was like 2000. It was like 2016 or something, and it was a bachelorette party, and I felt so bad for the single bachelorettes who were at that party because not the one getting married, but they're looking to meet guys. And nobody was doing anything except staring at their phones.
Yep.
So it's not necessarily going to happen like it used to, where
Right.
we would
Now-
just run into someone. Hey, do you want to dance?
Right.
Do you we had it easy.
Let me roll this by you. As I wrap this up, I want to shift gears. I want to hit you with a little bit of a surprise. I saw this story, I think like 2 weeks ago. It's just been in my pile. And folks, if you're just tuning in, this is MJ. My voice is all jacked today. I feel fine. I'm not sick. Just my voice and my eyes, just the allergy deal going on. So, Roxanne, let me run this by you.
Okay.
I've been holding on to this, and this is the perfect time to slide this in.
Ooh.
This woman uses this line when she's on a date and a guy moves to split the check instead of the guy picking up the tab. First date, the woman lays this on the guy if the guy is going to try to split the check. Now, I'm thinking that if a guy wants to split the check, that might be the one and done date, that's it.
That could be, or that could be just how he is.
Right. Well, here's the deal. What is the line? This woman says, and her name is Pearl, and it's not like a 92-year-old great aunt.
No way.
Or great aunt named Pearl.
There's nobody named Pearl under 75.
She's like 26.
Get out of here.
Yep.
It's a stage name. It's not real.
No, well, they're saying the name is Pearl. What is Pearl's line? If a guy wants to split the check on the first date, Pearl, by the way, is from Los Angeles, and she's a believer in what she calls feminine energy. She says, and this is, controversial. There's been a lot of pushback on this. A lot of people, both men and women, have called her out for this tactic. But when somebody asks to split the bill on a date, she says, first of all, many women like herself, they will lose the attraction in the guy. But when the man wants to go 50-50 on the check at the restaurant, she says, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed right now. Wait, you wanted to just be friends?
I love it.
I'm so confused. I thought the whole time here that this was a date. I'm sorry. Okay, here's my card. That's the line she uses. That she now is putting the guy on the ultra defensive by saying, oh, I thought this was a date, that you had interest in me, or that this could have gone further, maybe even tonight. It could have gone further. What's the correct? So farther, further. So, but instead, she's like, oh, I see. You just want to be friends. So that immediately says that she was getting ready to potentially, maybe take it to a different level, but this just curtailed that. But if the guy's looking for a 50-50 check split, was he not interested in moving in that direction anyway? If a guy is looking to, get it on.
If you're sitting at a meal for...
He's probably going to pick up the whole tab, right?
Right.
You're sitting at a meal for 2 hours, hour and a half, however long it takes the two of you guys to meet on your first date. You can't have an idea of where this thing's going by the time the bill comes.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, if I was in that situation and I'm
Wait, you just want to be friends, Roxanne?
I like her move. That's really cool. But this is I'm thinking about what I would do if I was on a date. Now, there are two scenarios. Either I like the guy and he basically informs me we're splitting the check, and that would make me think he didn't really like me. So then I would just be like, okay, that's fine. Here we go. And then we'd split it and I would never talk to him again.
Shouldn't that be a conversation you guys that they have before the meal?
No, that's weird. That's super weird.
Is it setting some kind of boundary beforehand? I don't know.
That's weird.
I'm
no.
not, I'm not the most prolific dater in the world, but
Hey, guys, let me run something else by you. Oh, and folks, don't forget this whole dash cam mania. Wham, bam, thank you, dash cam starts Monday morning. So we here at the MJ Morning Show, we've teamed up with Stacy Kemp and the Kemp Law Group, formerly Kemp Rouge and Green. It's now the Kemp Law Group. Beginning Monday morning, right here on the MJ Morning Show, we're going to start giving away dash cams. These are high quality, full HD, front and rear, with an SD card. These things are valued at over $200 a piece. And we are giving away 20 of them, courtesy of the Kemp Law Group, next week. Every hour, every day, your chance to get your butt covered by having your very own dash cam. We took some calls yesterday. Some moms called in and said, yeah, I want to put this in my teen driver's car. So starting Monday morning, bright and early at 6 a.m., we'll give away the first one. We're going to give away one in the 6, 7, 8, and 9 o'clock hour. Every single hour, every day next week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 4 a day, 5 days, we're giving away 20 high-quality, full HD dash cams with front camera and rear camera. Why? because the roads of Tampa Bay are a jungle. There are awful drivers. We've got the 4th worst rating for drivers in the USA here in the Tampa Bay area. So we are giving you a tool to capture, and in many cases, this will cover your butt. If there's an accident, for instance, and you've got it on dash cam.
Right.
This is, clearly a tool that could prove we've heard time and time again that we took a call on this. Somebody called yesterday and said they got into an accident, and the dash cam saved their butt in court.
I've heard stories of them showing dash cam footage to the officer at the scene of the crime, so the officer knew what happened, so he knew how to write his report.
Yeah. All right. Folks, I want to make a revelation right here, right now on the MJ Morning Show. Guys, yesterday morning, I was a little radioactive. Should I have told you that I'm radioactive?
What does that mean? You
I had a nuclear test on Wednesday.
Yeah, I was about to say, what? They tested what? Your heart pumping or something? Or I don't know. What they put in you?
All right. Here's private medical moments with MJ.
Gather around, kids.
Yeah. As we're inside an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. So it goes back to my kidney stones, which, listen, overall, I'm a healthy guy. I haven't had many things go wrong. And back in May, I had kidney stones present. I had my first stones when I was like 53. And I knew that there was a 1 millimeter stone still bouncing around my right kidney. I passed 2 in the left. And I had no issues with kidneys or stones until I was 53 years old. That's, some years ago. I'm 57 now. And in May, I started getting just, oh my God, I knew it. I'm like, oh, it's a stone in the kidney. So in May, I had all the tests, the CT scans, with contrast, without contrast, the this, the that, the urogram, the ultrasound, the this, the that. Anyway, it culminated with me having a 10 millimeter kidney stone blown apart with lithotripsy, where they pound it like 2,000 times with like an ultrasonic wave. And my doctor was Malcolm Root. Fantastic. Dude's a superstar as far as pee goes. All right?
Yeah.
No, seriously.
He's urine man.
He's a urologist. There you go. Do that again.
He's urine man.
I love it. You know what? Let me juice that up for you a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me juice that up. All right, do it again and go.
Here comes urine man to save the day.
I don't know if you want to start off with here comes urine man. I'm just saying, just say urine man is here. I don't know if that's.
Right. So
we need to work on the whole thing. I don't know if the doctor wants to be called urine man, by the way.
My urologist, Dr. Malcolm Root, did a phenomenal job. Busted the thing apart. I mean, literally took it apart, and I passed it within a couple of days, and everything's fine. I got zero. I got nothing going. My kidneys are just crystal clear.
And
right?
you saved the stone and made Michelle a lovely pendant out of it, didn't you?
I turned it over for analysis. All the pieces and everything, because it got blown apart.
You're no fun.
And then, oh my God, health insurance sucks. So you're going to love this. So Aetna, which is the insurance company that our company uses, so Aetna, they approve the hospital operating room. They approve the anesthesiologist. They approve the recovery room. Aetna approves everything. Do you know what Aetna has disapproved?
The patient.
The actual doctor breaking up the stone.
What?
So the whole reason I'm in the hospital, Aetna is trying to deny that payment. What the F is wrong with health insurance these days?
What, is he like out of network or something? Or I mean, is there some kind of crappy answer?
No, I don't know. So now it's a mess. They're denying the payment to it's ridiculous. All right, but that's not what I'm talking about. Let me go back to my radioactivity. So, but I have to set all this up. So I had all of these scans done, and one of the issues is two things. One of the issues is a little like spot on the spine that showed up, And it's like, well, what's that? And I had to deal with the spot on the spine. And, I want to cut to the chase here. So there was a little concern on like T11, like in my back and my spine. There was like a little spot. And everyone thought that it's probably nothing. It's like just blood vessels, a hemangioma, whatever. It's nothing. But my doctor buddies and radiologist buddies and, friends of theirs who read my, film, they said, you know what? You probably need to just make sure this spot on the spine is nothing. It's probably nothing, but you just kind of got to put it to bed. So on Wednesday, I went to Tower for a bone scan, and they have to inject you with a radioactive dye. Mm-hmm. So they put a radioactive deal, and then it propagates through your body over like 2 to 3 hours. Then you go back. So I left the show on Wednesday, went to Tower. They injected me. That was a whole other episode because I fainted.
No way. We talked about fainting that day?
I went out.
Wow.
And, well, here's the... I don't typically like needles, but I don't usually have a problem. If they hit the vein nicely, and I usually have no problem, you can take... during a physical, you can take 8 vials of blood, I'm fine. But the needle... just with the particular way that it went into the vein, I saw it. It was like right in, but it didn't catch. And then the guy was great. And he's like trying to like wiggle it and jiggle it. And that was a little too much for my psyche.
And you went out?
And I started to get a little queasy. And then listen, because it's like everything's caving in on you. And it's the feeling of like a what is it called?
Wait a second. So you and I fainted the same day? Or did you fainted the day that I told you I fainted?
I fainted on Wednesday.
And I fainted on Tuesday.
Okay, so we're the fainting twins, all right?
We're like fainting goats.
Hold on. I've never known 2 people who fainted in subsequent days in my entire life.
So
that screaming goat, not fainting goat.
Here, I'm going to get injected with radioactive dye. I had to get the dye injected, and just the way that the needle hit and I literally fainted. So I was feeling, it was like this weird, the closing in feeling. It's just tough to describe. It is such a terrible, terrible feeling. I'm like, I don't feel too good. And I said, I got to stand up. And that's the worst thing to do.
Oh, you got to sit down.
You got to lie down. But for whatever reason, I said, I got to get up, and I did. And he's holding me, and... so I'm walking like 4 or 5 steps, and I'm all wobbly. He's like, no, let's go back to the chair.
Yeah, you're not supposed to stand up.
So he takes me back to the chair, and when I sat down, whoop!
Yep.
Out.
I was out for 30 seconds, he said. I think they got the smelling salts or whatever, so I was out for like 30 seconds.
And then you just pop back, like, boop, I'm back.
Boop, I'm back. And then
you feel the blood come back to your head.
They gave me some orange juice, and then I was fine.
Get some food,
and and 10 minutes later, I'm driving home. I'm fine, 100% fine. But the deal is, I was radioactive because they inject you with this dye, and he even grabbed a Geiger counter, like a science fiction movie. He had a handheld Geiger counter with like that little detector, a microphone wand, and he's putting it near my body, and I'm going, and the needle, I'm freaking radioactive. So should I have told you guys yesterday that I probably had remnants of radioactivity?
Yeah, especially before I hugged you.
I was, you didn't hug me.
Right.
Well, but also I wasn't supposed to hold any babies yesterday or Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
you can't hold children when you are like a human 3 Mile Island.
So I didn't hold any babies. I didn't have any babies to hold. But anyway, the culmination of the story is as follows. Everything's negative. So the
fantastic.
The little spot, which everyone said is really probably nothing, but you gotta rule it out.
Yeah.
The little spot is just like some kind of an abnormality in the film or the test that captured that. So there's nothing there. I have no spot on my spine. There could be some like cancerous tumor. Nothing's there.
I'm so happy to hear
Yeah,
that. I didn't know where this story was going.
Yeah. So listen, I've been kind of dealing with that for some time.
And now I've just been yelling at you.
Yeah,
and
I'm still
now
not sure
I
where
feel
the
terrible.
story's going, but I'm glad to see that you passed
What do you
out.
mean? I was freaking radioactive on Wednesday and Thursday.
What does that mean? We're gonna grow like a third ear or something?
Your wang's gonna fall off. I don't.
I got news for you, man.
Not you, Roxanne.
You're gonna grow one.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm so sorry to hear that you went through that and that you were stressed out and that you're radioactive and you fainted. That's no fun. I gotta go.
I think the radioactivity is out of my body now. I think I'm.
You've cleared it.
I think I'm 3 Mile Island free right now.
Oh, good.
I'm Fukushima free.
MJ, Roxanne wants you to stop talking because she has to leave to go to some ribbon cutting event.
Farewell.
Yeah.
If you want to talk to me in the car, feel free to call me.
I think it's always a great idea to leave a live morning show to go cut a ribbon.
Listen, she's
I
cutting
think
multiple ribbons.
that's productive. I think that's a real good expenditure of resources.
It's a big,
and you're not even cutting the ribbon.
Guess what?
You're gonna watch Mayor Jane Castor cut the ribbon.
Yes,
Hold on.
I am.
Hold on.
If Fester was there, he'd cut the cheese.
Yeah, listen, first of all, I'll do that here. Second of all, you're not even cutting the ribbon?
No, I'm not cutting the
She's
ribbon.
just standing there watching the ribbon get cut.
No one would ask me to cut a ribbon.
Well, hold on. Is it like one of those big novelty scissors? Maybe you could ask the mayor if you could hold the
I'll hold
the
one.
top part?
All I know is this is like a total misappropriation of resources for you to walk out halfway through the show to watch a ribbon get cut.
Listen, call me. This is the Junior League Holiday Gift Market. It's a big event. We want to be out there, be present, and I will talk to you on the phone the whole way there if you would like me to.
Let's not go crazy. Drive safely, Rox. Have fun.
Yep.
Enjoy the ribbon cutting. I hear ribbon cuttings are very exciting.
You can hear the cloth.
Sometimes I went to a ribbon cutting once and it sounded like this. Snip. And it was like, oh my God.
Yay.
So good.
And then they let a whole bunch of balloons go and it killed 5 dolphins. And it's awful.
So seriously,
terrible.
Roxanne's going to the Junior League of Tampa Holiday Gift Market, which opens today because there's a ribbon cutting.
Yes.
Where the hell is this
It's
thing?
at the Florida State Fairgrounds.
How do you know this?
Because
you're on the website.
I don't know it because I am, but I knew this because inside the Expo Center is the Junior League of Tampa big holiday schmoliday gift fair, big gift market, and in the field behind it.
Oh, the big RV
it's a big
sale.
RV show that I'm at.
Oh, really?
Folks,
Come by. Okay.
Folks, if you want to buy an RV, get a great deal right now from Fester. Fester works for General RV. If you're looking for an RV, call Fester on his cell phone right now. Or text
Don't
him.
call. Yeah, send me a text.
Send Fester a text since we're on the air. You can send Fester a text at 813-310-8444. That is his private personal cell number. If you're looking for an RV, Fester will get you a good deal.
And then you buy a great RV and you could put all kinds of tchotchke crap from the Junior League of Tampa Holiday Gift Market in it. Yeah. Get it all done at one spot.
Hold on. I don't have Froggy's mic on when he's not here.
What do you want?
So hold on. Go now. Now talk.
They have amazing local gifts, local vendors, unique gifts for that impossible to shop for a person on your list. Get out there this weekend.
Just cut a
Enjoy
ribbon,
yourself.
Rox.
And
No, she's not cutting the ribbon.
Just watch a ribbon
She's
get cut.
watching the ribbon get cut.
goodbye, radioactive radio man.
Goodbye.
Have a great weekend.
No, I'm not radioactive any longer.
Yeah, that joke wasn't funny, Rox.
Yeah.
He's not radioactive anymore.
All
Go
right.
watch a ribbon get cut.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Hey, you want to hear a great story?
Yeah, I'd love one.
So, listen, and then we've got some serious things we got to talk about. But I want to thank somebody. You know what's great? When you have a loyal listener for years, and then they reach out to you with just like a message on Instagram for some content that we discussed. And then I notice that their Instagram is a company that does a service that I'm actually looking for.
Okay.
And then I get to hire this longtime listener to do this job at my house. And it was great.
It's like Radio DJ Circle of Life here.
It's fantastic.
That's cool.
So I'm paid in full. I just sent the check. Check is cleared. I didn't get it for free. I think they gave me a nice deal.
What kind of service?
Landscape lighting. Yeah. Yeah. So my landscape lighting on my house was just deteriorating. I live on, Tampa Bay, so you got the salt water air to deal with. And my lighting was, 18 years old. So I got my life out of my landscape lighting. So I replaced all of my landscape lighting. And it turns out that I hired a longtime listener who wasn't pitching me. They had contacted me on something else. And I noticed that it was Avanti outdoor lighting. And I'm like, do you do landscape lighting? I'm poking around, I'm looking, and then there's a link. I'm like, yeah, they do. I'm looking, I go to the website, and they got the pictures of amazing houses illuminated with great landscape lighting.
That's cool.
And that started the conversation. I'm like, yeah, I need to redo all my landscape lighting at my house. And I ended up hiring them. And they did a phenomenal job. So, again, full disclosure, listener in the business, I needed the service. I hired them. I paid them. I think he gave me a nice deal. But more importantly, they did a great job. And my house looks fantastic with the latest and greatest garden light LEDs. So I'm happy. So thanks to Avanti Outdoor Lighting. Rick and his wife did a wonderful job, and I'm a happy customer. But I was able to hire a listener of like 20 years.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I thought it's great.
I will say, last time I drove by your house, I was like, ugh.
Oh, you haven't seen it.
Look at the lighting.
There was none. It was off.
Look at
it was
this
dead.
shack.
It was dead.
It was like a ghost house here. It's like
So-
the spooky house on the hill that none of the kids want to go to.
Well, the bottom line is that you have not seen it.
I haven't.
Yeah, so next time you pick me up one, like for instance,
I can't wait.
Next Friday.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got to fly to help Chloe. So after the show, a week from today, next Friday, Michelle and I have to catch a Delta flight up to Boston.
Can't wait.
Because Chloe graduates in a couple of weeks. Chloe graduates from University of New Hampshire in early December. She graduates midway through. She's done. She graduates 6 months early with a triple degree, English, history, and international affairs. Triple freaking major early. And we got to go up and we got to start helping pack stuff up, put stuff in storage, get stuff out of storage, load up the car. We got to, so we got a lot of crap to do next weekend. So I need you to pick me up. And then since you pick me up at 5 a.m.
I'll get there earlier so I can enjoy the lighting for a little extra.
So you'll just park out front like it's a holiday show or something.
Yes, it sounds great.
So anyway, thanks to Avanti Outdoor Lighting. They did a wonderful job on my landscape lighting. And a longtime listener of the show.
Did they install a clapper? Because I always want to walk by your place and watch all the palm trees just go up, and then.
No, my landscape lighting is photocell activated. It's not clap on, clap off. The landscape lighting. No.
Well, I have the clapper on my lighting, and I love it.
I'm sure you do.
All right.
I'm sure you do.
No, listen, it's a cool story that you met this listener.
No, I think it's fantastic, and I'd love to hire listeners to the show. I'd love to if you listen to me for years, I'd love to be able to give back to you if you have a product or a service that I need, and I can hire you and pay you. I think it's kind of a full circle kind of deal. All right, moving along here on the MJ Morning Show. Excuse me.
How you feeling?
Listen, I feel fine. It's just the voice doesn't sound fine, and I made the decision to come in, do the show, because I'm looking for every reason to perform for you folks and not, flee or call in sick. So that's why I am here today here on the MJ Morning Show.
You do sound better than you did early in the show.
All right, so Andrew, our producer, making an observation. Froggy's not here today. Roxanne just left, so it's Fester and me, and a little chime in from Andrew here occasionally on the MJ Morning Show. Now, I want to maybe go to calls on something. And then we have a couple of things to deal with on a very, very serious note. I've got the injured Hillsborough County deputies yesterday morning out in Brandon. A total horror show, a scene. I talked to some of my deputy friends that were out there. You know, I've met some of these officers involved. I do frequent ride-alongs with D5, District 5, of which you've got the Nora squad and the Oscar squad. If you don't know what happened in Brandon yesterday, I want to fill you in. And then also that huge Netflix story, the whole, the Take Care of Maya case. Oh, man. Did Johns Hopkins all children's get it handed to them yesterday?
I don't know what happened in that case.
Well, got a little bit. I'm not going to obviously spend too much time on it because I don't have that much time, but I want to get into both of these in just a matter of minutes. But the Maya thing, we can kind of talk about that in like 2 minutes flat. So that's coming. That was a huge, big Netflix docuseries with, tens of millions of views.
Yeah, I saw that it was coming.
Yeah. And, happened right here. So hold on. We'll get into that in just a bit. I read an item and I thought that, you know what, this might be a good topic to grab a couple of phone calls on. And it's about this woman, and this was like a social media post with a whole bunch of commentary. And the woman starts out by saying, I really love my husband, but I can't stop picking fights with him. This woman says that she criticizes her husband every day about everything, and it's almost like she doesn't know why she does it. She says, I criticize my husband every day, and I don't know why.
Oh, man.
What is that? What causes that?
But she loves him.
She says, I don't know why I behave this way. I criticize him a lot on everything, from how he dresses, that he doesn't do enough around the house. He's a quiet guy. And she says that every day she says, I'm not going to criticize my husband today incessantly, but she can't help herself.
The first thing out of her mouth.
Then she starts criticizing her husband about every single thing all day long.
This guy's a trooper for sticking around.
All right, what is going on? So I thought maybe we'd take some calls from some women or maybe some guys. Women, do you criticize your husband all day long? Is it warranted? Can you not help yourself? What is going on here? Guys, are you criticized by your wives every single day? And listen, I'm not new. This goes both ways. There are plenty of guys out there that criticize their wives all day long. I get it. It's just that the story that I saw was this woman who said that she can't stop criticizing her husband and that she's aware of it, says she's going to stop it. She's not going to do it today. And then she does it. Let's go to phones on this. Women, can I get some insight on this, please? Do you criticize your husband, and is it warranted? Should you not do it and you realize that you shouldn't, but you can't stop? It's almost like some kind of like there's something crawling through your body that's pushing you to do it. All right, listen, I don't know what kind of calls we're going to get on this, but hey, let's see.
Let's try it.
All right, 800-990-1047. Hey, and if you're the guy on the other end, or if you're a guy that criticizes your wife, I'll do it both ways. I'm just leaning toward the woman criticizing the husband all day long because the story I read was about the woman doing it to the husband. All right, 800-990-1047. That's the number here on the MJ Morning Show. Gets you right in right now. 800-990-1047. Let's try to drum up a couple of calls. So are you a woman and you criticize your husband all day long? Even if he doesn't warrant it, or even if it's kind of petty and for whatever reason you can't stop yourself. If you have any insight, if you're a nonstop criticizer, and again, I'll take both angles. The women going after the husbands, I'll take the husbands going after the wife. I mean, the bottom line is, try to curtail yourself. I mean, ultimately, don't we all want to live in peace?
You have to work together in this thing, right?
Don't we all want to have just kind of smooth sailing, easy breezy? You know, I try to self-correct. And if there's something that I know that annoys Michelle, my wife, I know she might not believe this, but I do try to stop that activity. Now, some people might say that I'm a little bit of a button pusher.
Yeah. A little bit. Little bit. Yeah, you push some buttons sometimes.
But listen, I don't want to do it intentionally. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. That's never my intention. But sometimes just, I guess, the way I am, the way I operate, things don't come out right. It was like, Roxanne the other day. What was that? Was that Wednesday?
Right.
On Wednesday, I said something that I didn't phrase it.
I think it was yesterday.
As well as I should have phrased it.
Yeah.
Was that yesterday?
It was yesterday.
All right.
So yeah, listen, it's okay. We say a lot of words. That's fine. Listen, MJ, the constant criticizing, though, I mean, especially if it isn't necessarily warranted, especially that she knows she has a problem with it, it's almost like she has some kind of addiction to criticizing / belittling her husband.
But she says, I criticize my husband every day, and I don't know why.
What the hell does the guy do every day?
All right, let's go to phones. Let's start with Tanya in Apollo Beach. Tanya, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Tanya. Go ahead.
So I was calling kind of to comment on the story that you brought up, the woman that says that she kind of can't seem to control herself. It almost sounds to me like a product of the household that she grew up in, maybe. Like her parents were kind of one or the other, mom or dad was one to speak to the other that way, and maybe that's why she feels like it's just an instinct almost. She can't control it because her body just tells her to do it.
Well, you bring up a good point because people really are, in many ways, a product of their environment.
That's right. Especially, when you're being raised in a household, that's all that you know as normal. So however your parents act around each other, you tend to think that this is a normal relationship, unless you're told or shown otherwise. Right. Why would you think otherwise,
Tanya, are you married?
I am married, yes.
How long?
4 years. We just celebrated in October.
Excellent. And do you criticize him at all?
I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't. Of course, I don't think many people criticize anybody else because they want to hurt them or make them feel bad. I think it's more just a reaction or a defense mechanism, or a coping mechanism of some sorts. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I do. We criticize each other. Sometimes it's playful and we're just kind of,
All right. I'll tell you what. Hang on. Let me ask you, what is the last thing that you criticized him on that might have been a little mean?
Well, we have a 2-year-old son, so I would imagine it was something having to do with him, like probably sleeping in too late and not, waking up to help in the morning on a
All right, so you criticized his parenting or you criticized his lack of helpfulness.
Right, yeah.
All right, is there anything in particular that your husband criticizes you on?
Yes, I just by nature am a messy person, and it drives him crazy. And I hate it about myself, but it's kind of who I am by nature. And I try every day to be better about it, but it drives him crazy, so he points it out.
Does he call you Pigpen?
Yes.
He doesn't. I'd prefer him not to, but,
Maybe he cranks it up a notch.
Hey, Tanya, great phone call. Exactly what I was looking for.
Thank you, Tanya.
Good. Well, thank you so much. I listen to you guys every morning on the way to work. You make my day bright.
Hey, Tanya, we're giving away dash cams every hour next week. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yep.
But who couldn't use a dash cam?
Look at that's it. We took phone calls on this yesterday. The deal is sealed. So, Tanya, beginning on Monday morning, every hour, every day next week. So 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock hours, Monday through Friday next week, we're going to give away a dash cam. This is a $200 value. It's a top quality front and rear dash cam. And we're giving these away, 20 of them, starting Monday at 6 a.m. every hour on the MJ Morning Show, thanks to the Kemp Law Group and the MJ Morning Show.
Very cool. Let me ask you this. Can I win all 20 of them?
Hold on a sec. Your cell phone went to hell in a handbasket. I'd say it again.
Sorry. I said, let me ask you, can I win all 20 of them and give them as Christmas gifts?
Well, I mean, I think there's like a limit. Like when you win, you have to wait 30 days before you can win another contest.
Yeah, I think try to win, Tanya. Try to win one, okay?
I will be ecstatic if I could.
Are you that kid that takes the whole damn basket of candy from someone's house when they're away for Halloween?
Absolutely not. I would not be able to sleep at night knowing I took it from someone else.
All right. Thank you, Tanya.
Have a good day, guys.
Have a good one. Let's grab Kelly in Newport Richie. Kelly, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, MJ. How are you?
Doing well.
I have to say, I'm excited to talk to you. I'm a longtime listener. I've listened to you since way back when, MJ and BJ, and so it's exciting to actually talk to you. It's the first time I've ever called in.
Kelly, that is fantastic. Welcome. I appreciate you getting in. Go ahead.
So I have to agree with the caller from before. You are a product of your environment, yes. But I would say that my husband tells me that I'm critical to him, but I believe the majority of it is because I'm so overwhelmed. I work a full-time job. We're a family of 6. I take care of my kids. And it just seems like, I think it's just nature that women just take on the majority of the household, take on the majority of the kids, the homework, the cooking, the cleaning. I have a great husband. He's very supportive. He's a great partner, and he does help me out. But most of the time, I'm the one who's directing the chaos. I'm the one who's telling him what needs to be done or telling the kids what needs to be done. And it's just so overwhelming sometimes that I guess maybe I get a little bitter, especially like what Tanya was saying before, when her husband will sleep in. And it's like, as a mom, I don't have that opportunity to sleep in. I couldn't even sleep in if I wanted to because I'm so overwhelmed and I'm hearing the kids and what they need and what I can do to help correct whatever's going on. So I would just have to say that a lot of the criticism comes from just being overwhelmed. And then as far as my husband criticizing me, I would say the most that he criticizes me about is being so critical.
And is the marriage going to survive? How long has it been?
So this is actually our second marriage for both of us.
Okay.
And we've been married almost 6 years now, and we're a blended family. So there's a lot of pieces that kind of play into it.
Are you confident things are going to work out?
Oh yes, we are very dedicated to each other. I mean, we have our normal ups and downs.
So 6 kids, right?
I'm sorry?
You said 6 kids.
Family of 6.
We're a family of 6.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought you guys were full damn Brady Bunch or something, you know?
Sometimes it feels like it.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call, Kelly. Have a great day. All right, 2 more, and I got to move on. Some very important things to discuss. Kay is in Thanotasasa. Hello, Kay. You're on the scratchy-throated MJ Morning Show this morning. Hi.
Hi. Thank you. Yeah, the thing of it is maybe...
Hey, Kay, is there any way you can pick up because your hands-free is a little distant?
Okay. Anyway, maybe he's too
Guess not.
quiet, and it's her way of releasing to get him maybe to talk to her more or something. Or maybe he's tuning her out because she's complaining about the same old thing like my other half does.
All right, got you loud and clear.
There's a fine line, MJ, between criticizing and nagging, I think. Or maybe it's the way he hears it or you hear it being laid on you.
One more. Let's grab Zach in Spring Hill. Final call on this. Zach, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Yeah, mine led to a breakup.
Really?
Yes.
So, Zach, she criticized you all the time and you ended up breaking up?
Yeah, I mean, it was. Don't get me wrong. I'm a very sarcastic person, but it was more of a. I don't have any kids myself, and she had kids, and it was just one of those things where whatever I was, it wasn't good enough.
How long were you together and were you married?
We were not married, but we were together for 2 years.
And she just criticized you all day long?
Pretty much, yeah.
And then you just walked? You left, or what happened?
No, I started criticizing her, and the fight started getting.
Oh, jeez.
Hold on, you were the criticizer, not the criticizee.
But no, I was the criticizee to begin with, but then I just.
Then he started to hand it back.
Oh,
yeah.
What was her biggest criticism of you, Jack?
Whatever, it didn't matter. Whatever, like say if I decorated the house for Christmas, it wasn't good enough.
Oh, gotcha.
I see that. I see that with you.
Yeah, if I bought her daughter something different, like McDonald's, well, it had to be Burger King.
So whatever you did, she wanted the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the Burger King McDonald's criticism, it really bothers a lot of families.
Bought the kid a gun, should have got him a knife.
Yeah, I mean,
you know
seriously.
what the hell? All right. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, buddy.
I mean,
there you go.
I'd criticize Zach too a lot. He sounds like
I criticize my husband every day, and I don't know why. That's why we did this. All right, on a very serious note, I was sickened to my stomach yesterday as the story unfolded about the 2 deputies with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office that were mowed over by a maniac behind the wheel of his car. And you look at this guy's record. You look at the threats that he previously made. Why was this guy out? So we have a deputy with a leg injury so severe that, how do I don't even know if I want to give some of the details, but I think they might be in the sheriff's office narrative. But here's what happened out in Brandon yesterday. 2 Hillsborough County sheriff's deputies received horrific injuries. This was yesterday morning out in Brandon. The HCSO Communication Center received a call at about 7:44 a.m. yesterday from a woman saying that her son was in a mental health crisis, was breaking down at their home in Brandon. At some point during the response, the deputies were in a cul-de-sac area on the street in this Brandon neighborhood when the perp who had driven away came back, aimed his car directly at 2 deputies standing on the side of a Chevy Suburban, and literally plowed into the 2 deputies.
oh my God.
And it's mind-boggling. You can't even imagine. Now, some of the TV stations, they froze the video that the sheriff's office released just before impact. I saw the video where everything is shown, and I just can't imagine. Folks, police officers in any agency, they are on the road, they're serving, protecting, they're responding to calls every single day. You don't know what is around the corner. And in this case, you have 2 deputies severely injured. One of the deputies might lose his leg. Some reports are that he might have already lost the leg. There are reports that the bone fragment was saved and the doctors used that in an attempt. And sir, I need to get a full update on what the status is. But grave concern that the deputy was going to lose his leg. So I gotta get an update on that. Can you imagine you're responding to a domestic call and this maniac,
a mental health issue,
then runs his car at full speed and into 2 deputies, and they're pinned between the front end of this perp's car and the deputy's SUV? I mean, I can't even fathom this. It is such a horrific scenario. I was rattled beyond belief because I've met some of these guys. I do ride-alongs quite a bit with the HCSO, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, in this district. I have mentioned Sergeant Jeff Catlin many times on this program. He responded to the scene yesterday. He was torn up over this. One of the finest ride-alongs, one of the finest deputies I've ever met is Catlin with HCSO. And spoke to him yesterday, and it's just a terrible situation. You know, I ride with him. He's in the Nora squad. The other squad is the Oscar squad. And when I ride along, there's a lot of times interaction between his squad and the other squad. And this was Oscar squad. And, of course, everybody responds to help. And just a horrific situation. Sheriff Cronister, I've got some audio bites, completely torn up over this. You know, some of the additional details. Sheriff Cronister did a little presser, so I want to play some of the audio. So here are some of the details. Yesterday, November 9th, HCSO Communications received a call at 7:44 a.m. from a woman stating that she was in fear of her son who was behaving violently at the home in Brandon on Dexwell Court. When the deputies arrived, they came in contact with Ralph Boozy, 28 years old. He was in the driver's seat of a vehicle in the driveway of his home. Deputies tried to make contact with him, expressing that they were there to help. He refused to speak, and he sped away. My God, I wish this guy just stayed away. Just after 8, about 15 minutes later, Boozy returns to the scene, drives down the street toward the cul-de-sac, and he deliberately rams his car into the two deputies standing next to their Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office SUV. Completely just kneecaps him. Drives the car right into the deputies. The most horrific, murderous action you could think of. Trying to run them over with his car. You can see that they're trying to react quickly. They try to jump out of the way, and it was a little too late. And there was a violent collision to the point where one of the deputies was thought to have lost a leg. I need to get an update on whether they were able to save the leg. Can you imagine going to work? You're out there to serve and protect and help people.
Answer a call, help the community.
And you got a maniac that runs you over? The two deputies, Corporal Carlos Brito, who I've met, and Deputy Manuel Santos, sustained these horrific critical injuries. They were rushed to Tampa General Hospital. Then other deputies on the scene, they encountered Boozy because then after he rams into the Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputies, he gets out of his car. He refused commands to halt. They whipped out their tasers and they lit him up with taser, and he drops to the ground. That showed restraint because you'd think maybe they would just open fire on him.
Yeah, those officers are better people than I am.
Yeah. Unbelievable. So, thoughts obviously with these two deputies, Corporal Carlos Brito and Deputy Manuel Santos. Can't even imagine. And this Boozy guy, it's Bouzy. He had previous run-ins, previous arrests, arrested for 3 felonies and 14 misdemeanors. Now he's facing attempted murder charges on law enforcement officers times 3. And additionally, it has come out that in 2017, during an arrest, he said he was going to kill a Hillsborough County deputy sheriff. Oh, my God. Listen to this. In 2017, He was a suspect, this boozy guy, a suspect in a hit and run. He punched a deputy in the face. And then, while he was cuffed and stuffed in the back of a cruiser, he said that he, quote, hated law enforcement and that he was going to kill a deputy sheriff. And yesterday, November 9th of 2023, he tried to take out 2 of them. Unbelievable. All right, Andrew, you have some of the Sheriff Cronister audio bites from the presser yesterday. I was in communication with the sheriff yesterday. Texted with the sheriff about the incident. And Andrew, do you have some of the audio? Play some of the audio. Here we go.
Today, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office was intentionally attacked and ambushed by a man determined to kill deputy sheriffs. Yeah. I said here a couple moments ago that this was intentional. This suspect was free to leave. He was only a threat to himself. He was gone. When I talk about being deliberate and intentional, he chose to return to the scene. He drives back to the scene. Now 2 other deputies have arrived at the scene because they have learned of his violent history, his violent past, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. A
little more from Sheriff Cronister.
We can tell by the body cam footage and some of the ring cameras here in the neighborhood that he continues to deliberately accelerate. Now, he could have pulled in the driveway to the left. He could have went home. Instead, he aimed his car, which we know when we talk about weapons, we can talk about a lot of different things that people can use as weapons. He chose today to use his car as a weapon. These deputies are off to the right. They're out in the roadway, I should say off to the side of the roadway. These deputies never had a chance. They didn't have a chance to get out of the way. They didn't have a chance to do anything. He's accelerating at such a high rate of speed, and he strikes both of them.
It's my understanding that even with the 2 deputies mowed over, and folks, I'm sorry to have to say this, the most injured deputy, apparently part of his leg was stuck in the car that hit him. And deputy was able to get a shot off, even in that condition. Unbelievable. Folks, law enforcement, they're out there to serve and protect, to help us when they are most needed. Here's an issue, here's a situation, a case that they arrive at, and you got a maniac that runs them over and pins them into their cruiser, into their SUV. Unbelievable. Andrew, any more from Sheriff Cronister? You have any more sound bites? All right, give me the next one, would you please?
The reason for the delay of the press conference is I was trying to get a better update on their medical conditions. Unfortunately, all I have is to tell you that they're both in surgery right now. I can tell you that Corporal Brito, his injury was so significant as he got trapped between the 2 cars as he was getting out and struck by this individual, that a piece of his femur bone was stuck in the cars. The surgeon asked, as she was going in doing surgery, that she requested that bone. Fortunately, they're at Tampa General Hospital. They were medevaced. They're doing everything they can to save their lives and save their legs. As this suspect gets out of his car and nonchalantly starts walking towards the house, the 2 deputies who were also there as backup approached him and were ordering him to the ground. We're issuing arrest commands. He ignored those commands. They both deployed their taser. Fortunately, it was effective. He went to the ground and they were able to secure him without any type of further incident. One deputy who stayed with him to maintain custody, care, and control of our suspect. The other deputy ran to his car real quick, grabbed his trauma kit, ran over to Carlos Brito, deployed a tourniquet, and was trying to comfort him. You could imagine the type of pain that the 2 of them were in. We couldn't move either one of them.
Thoughts are with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office this morning and all the deputies that I know that know these 2 deputies, especially my friend that I ride along with, Sergeant Jeff Catlin, out of the same division, same platoon, different squad, who was at the scene with his other deputies trying to render assistance. What a mess. Thank you, HCSO. Thank you, Chad Cronister. Thank you to all the deputies at all agencies, that serve and protect. Just disturbing as hell. All right, I got about an hour to go. Running a little late here. Got about an hour to go here on the MJ Morning Show. Just running a little late. You can tell my voice is rough today, but I decided to stick it out and stay live with you.
Listen, it sounds a lot better than it did an hour ago.
Yeah, well, we only got a little less than an hour to go. Right. And I got a lot of stuff to cover. We got to get into that whole Maya deal. And, Johns Hopkins had a rude awakening yesterday. All Children's. We'll give you the details on that coming up. And, I got some funny stuff on the way as well. All right? So hang on. We're back in minutes on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105 on it was a Friday. Yeah, it's, wow, the weekend's here.
Yeah, the weekend's here, yeah.
Yeah.
Get a couple days off.
Yeah. Let's talk about your... Crazy. If you're a regular MJ Morning Show listener, you're like, wait, they're running late. Yeah, we're about 8-9 minutes late here, but we went 8, 9, 10 minutes late in the last segment. So we got to get into the Maya situation. Huge nationally watched case right here in the Tampa Bay area. I should be able to make it. I'm looking forward to not saying another word later today. Fester, hold on a minute. Just stop right there. Hold on. Let me just click on this.
Okay.
And do this, and you should be able to look at it now.
Okay.
So, my voice has been rough all day. I don't feel ill, but I'm kind of worn out now because, it's just a little bit of stress and strain to talk, especially, the kind of density of quality entertainment that we provide. I just talk nonstop with the crew for an hour and 30 minutes, which we just wrapped up. Usually it's an hour and 20, went 10 minutes long. So I'm just feeling a little worn right now, but I'll make it.
Listen,
no sympathy for me.
It's the downhill part of the show. It's going to be great. Let's go.
Well, it's not the downhill. It's not like we suck for the next 35, 45 minutes.
We're on the home stretch. This is it.
All right. So your kids are out of school today.
Yeah, so tomorrow is Veterans Day,
It is.
11/11. So yesterday, I know my son's school had a very big Veterans Day observation and a big presentation. So all the kids went to school in their patriotic gear. And today they're off, and tomorrow's Veterans Day.
Yeah, so most local school systems are out for Veterans Day. The official, are all the schools out? I know that.
I think all public schools are. Right. Some charter schools have half days, but.
So the actual observation of Veterans Day is tomorrow, Saturday. A thank you to all veterans. So if you serve this country, the MJ Morning Show thanks you for your service. If you served previously, or if you're currently in service now, if you're in the reserves, thank you. From the MJ Morning Show, a big thank you to all veterans here in the United States, and especially those that listen to the MJ Morning Show. We are highly appreciative.
Yeah, I just went to the Salvation Army. That's the only army I've ever been to. So thank you to all the veterans out there.
What'd you do at the Salvation Army?
Bought some socks. They're nice. Used.
Buy secondhand socks?
They were not.
All righty, thank you.
That's my grandfather's. My grandfather never got drafted into World War II. My father went to the Army, so that was my grandfather's joke. He said, the only army I went to was the Salvation Army.
I'm kind of a little saddened that Roxanne's not here, because Roxanne had to leave for a ribbon cutting ceremony, which apparently she's just going to watch the scissors.
So get this.
My rule ought to be, if you go to a ribbon cutting ceremony, you better be cutting the freaking ribbon. All right?
Well, hold on now. I heard the whole thing. Yeah. Not only is she watching a ribbon get cut,
right?
I think they're paying her like $500 to watch a ribbon get cut.
What?
I think she's getting a talent fee for going out to watch a ribbon get cut.
Well, no wonder why she fled this place.
Right. When I heard that, I'm like, go, get out of here.
Anyway, and then
make your money.
Froggy's not here today.
Right.
So I could have used two other voices to help with my vocal challenges today, where, I'm not sick. I have no fever. I'm not achy. My throat doesn't hurt. It's just my vocal cords. I think I just had a drippity drip, drip, drip. I've got some allergy things going on. I'm wearing my glasses today. So if you want to see me in glasses and not my typical contacts, you can check me out on MJ TV. But listen, speaking and dealing with this, I've strained all day, so I'm a little exhausted. I got to be honest. But folks, I'm just here for you.
That's it.
The MJ Morning Show. I'm here to serve you guys every single day. The 910 must-hear story, and this was I was alluding to, that I wish Roxanne were here for this, and this is the 910 must-hear story. Every day at 910, we do a story that I find to be fascinating on some level, and I think it's a must-hear. Birth control pills. Many women have experience with birth control pills, right?
Oh, sure.
According to new research, birth control pills might change the brains of women and make them risk takers.
Yeah, like having unprotected sex.
I was thinking more like walking on the edge of like the Grand Canyon or something.
well,
all right,
either way.
Yeah. Yeah. So, many say that if you take alcohol, if you imbibe, it kind of alters your judgment. But birth control pills now, they say, could lower your inhibitions. Brand new research out of Canada says that daily contraceptives could do a thinning of certain regions of the brain that are responsible for the decision-making process and impulse control. And, what's kind of different about this when it comes to like decision-making and impulse control, it's usually guys. And the fact that we've always talked about the fact that men and young men, that brains are not fully developed until like they're 26, 27 years old. It's like mid to late 20s.
Right.
That a male's brain is fully developed, especially some of the centers of the brain that deal with rational decision-making. And that's why you have a lot of younger guys that do a lot of stupid things because the brain's not fully developed and they do just ass clown things. Yeah, the study was published earlier this week in the journal Frontiers in Endocrinology, and it analyzes the effects of oral contraceptives, which are taken by nearly 2/3 of American women from 15 to 49.
Wow.
Yeah, that's data from 2018, so fairly recent.
I don't know that 2/3 of women are exhibiting super crazy high-risk behavior.
No, but with 2/3 of women in that demographic are on birth control pills. That they've taken birth control pills or they're on them. And that's a lot of people. And does this affect all women? But no, I'm sure it doesn't. But there are obviously enough women that are making bad decisions or are taking unnecessary risks because the pill is kind of toying around with this center of the brain, this area of the brain that is utilized for decision making and impulse control.
I need a better example of what an unnecessary risk is. What, a third slice of pizza?
Okay.
Juggling knives?
Here's an example.
Okay.
A woman on birth control pills strung a wire across the Grand Canyon and said that she wanted to do what the Walenda dude does with no experience.
All right. That's pretty crazy.
Here's another one.
Yes.
A woman got in her Chevy Lumina, drove through the fence, and entered the track and joined the NASCAR cars going 185 miles an hour around the track.
The Lumina's a really
on birth control pills.
The Lumina's a really nice vehicle.
Yeah, Team Chevy there.
Yeah, Team Chevy is right. That was Dale Earnhardt's brand. That was an Intimidator.
Oh, man. All right, I just made those up.
We figured, yeah. We would have heard about the birth control lady in the Lumina going onto the NASCAR track. Yes, we would have heard of that.
Yeah, you think so? Anyway, I don't. Do we have any women listening that have taken unnecessary risks? And now you're saying, "Oh my God, it's my pill. It's the birth control pill."
Here's why it's a cop-out. The blanket term, unnecessary risks. I swallow a bite of steak after 2 bites. That's an unnecessary risk. I probably should have chewed it 20 more times.
You don't chew thoroughly.
Right. I mean, everything's an unnecessary risk if you break it down. I don't drink enough water one day. Oh, that's an unnecessary risk. Don't eat enough fresh fruit. That's what my doctor said. He goes, you don't eat enough fruit.
Do you think we ought to grab a couple of calls and ask some women, hey, now that I mentioned this, are you able to correlate maybe something that you've done or a series of things that you've done where you think it's out of character, that you've taken risks, and you're on birth control pills, and maybe this could be the explanation? You want to give it a whirl?
I don't see how it could hurt. Now I'm trying to think of all the unnecessary risks that I take, and I don't even touch birth control.
All right, I'll tell you what. All right, let's go. I have no idea if this is going to produce any damn calls. I have no idea at all. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Do we have women listening that have taken risks? You're on the pill, and now maybe this is an excuse, or this is an explanation.
I don't think it's an excuse.
It's the pill made you do it. It screwed with your brain center that deals with impulse control and logic and reasoning and making good decisions. So I'd love to hear from you. Oh, man, look at the phones.
Oh, man.
Boom,
Every line just popped
lit up.
like a Christmas tree.
All right, or a Hanukkah bush. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I'll grab a couple of calls. Hey, Crystal's up first. Crystal's in Tampa. Hey, Crystal, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how are you guys? Sorry to hear you're sick. I heard your story, and it immediately reminded me of a story I had about a birth control, but I didn't have birth control pills. I had an IUD, and it made me absolutely crazy. It completely changed, my brain chemistry.
Did you rob a bank?
No, I didn't do anything really risk-taking, but it made me almost to the point where I felt suicidal, and I had never been that way. And I ended up wrapping like a belt around my neck.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And when I caught myself doing this, I went to my OBGYN, and I told her, I said, this is making me crazy. You have to take it out.
Yeah, get this thing out of here.
And within having it out, shortly after that, everything went back to normal. But it was just one of those IUDs, and completely changed my brain chemistry.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so you've done nothing crazy since then.
I do a lot of crazy stuff, but I'm not a huge risk taker. But
What about driving? Do you need other people to have a dash cam, or should you have a dash cam?
No, I'm a safe driver.
All right, very good.
I'm good. No accidents, no nothing. I drive 19 every day, so I see how crazy it is.
All right, Crystal, we're giving away dash cams every hour, every day next week, right?
Now I know.
Yep, now you know. So, folks, it starts Monday morning, every hour, every day next week. The MJ Morning Show, along with the Kemp Law Group, we're giving away high-quality, full HD, dual-channel, front-facing, and rear dash cams. And these are like $200 dash cams. These were highly recommended from one of the biggest suppliers of dash cams in the country. They could have upsold us to a more expensive unit, but they're like, no, this one is really, really good. So we're giving away 20 of these next week. 20 dash cams. Just listen every hour, 6, 7, 8, and 9 o'clock hour, Monday through Friday next week, and we're just going to give away these dash cams. MJ Morning Show along with the Kemp Law Group, okay?
All righty.
Thanks, Crystal. Look at the phones, every line. Stacy, next on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Stacy.
Hello, how are you?
Doing well. So did birth control pills make you go a little wacky?
No, not at all. And I think, yes, it can for some maybe, but I think this is a huge propaganda to try to scare people away from, birth control.
I don't know if it's propaganda to scare you away from birth control, but when you mess with somebody's, brain chemistry, or you put things in your system, it could have a negative reaction for some
also,
folks.
I don't know exactly where you're going with that, and I really don't want to expand, but I will say it was a Canadian study, and it tends to be more liberal up there, so I don't know if it negates where you might be conspiratorializing. I'm just saying. Stacey, thanks for the call. Sarah in Riverview. Sarah, MJ Morning Show, you're next. Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. So, yes, it did make me go a little crazy. But I found out why, at least. So what had happened was I started birth control, and I'm not going to lie, shortly after, I decided to go whitewater rafting in an inner tube with my friends.
Well, like what? Like Class 5 rapids?
I used to live in Seattle, Washington, where we had Snoqualmie River. People were known to drown there. And I decided it would be a good idea to go in an inner tube with my friend.
Oh, my.
She was a lifeguard, so she actually saved my life from drowning.
So it was not a good idea.
It was not a good idea. I also decided to go hiking on this place called Rattlesnake Ridge and decided to run down when there was no barriers. I almost fell off the mountainside.
Holy crap.
It just sounded like a good idea at the time.
Like, how old were you when this happened?
24.
How long ago was this?
I'm 38 now.
Oh, wow, 14 years ago.
I had gone to the doctor to tell them that I was not feeling okay, and like someone had said before, where they started almost feeling like crazy and almost suicidal. I was not myself. Even my soon-to-be husband was like, "You're not okay. Like, something is definitely not okay with you. You need to go talk to them and change the pill or whatever." I ended up getting off the pill, and I felt completely different after a few months.
And did you? So you didn't firewalk or go out on the ledge of a tall building?
No, but I think the Whitewater Rapids was pretty close.
No, that's. Hey, have a great one. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Man, phones that blow. All right, two more. I'll take Teresa and Kim. That's it. Teresa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Teresa.
Hi. I was on birth control in my early 20s, and I seriously think it was connected to me marrying my abusive ex-husband because I was a strong, independent woman, and when he started putting me down, I said it was okay and married him.
Oh, man. All right. Sorry to hear that. Thank you. Wow. All right. Hopefully things are great today. Kim and Seminole, final call. We're going to move on. Kim, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to say that when I was in my 20s, I was on birth control, and it definitely made me crazy. I mean, it made me, any little thing would set me off. I'd get angry. I'd snap at people. And thankfully, my boyfriend at the time recognized it, and I recognized it.
But did you take risks? Did you do things you shouldn't have done?
I was probably a little bit more aggressive in like my mannerisms towards people. If somebody would say something to me, I would immediately clap back at them and be angry and yell, and that's just not really my personality. And then also I will say that, of course, birth control pills are hormones, and then many, many, many years later, I had trouble, my husband and I had trouble becoming pregnant, so I went through IVF, which is tons and tons and tons of hormones. And now we've had a successful pregnancy. Everything was wonderful. But
Awesome.
now I have anxiety.
Oh.
And I truly, truly relate it to the hormones that I was given.
Now, is the MJ Morning Show good or bad for your anxiety?
Actually, it's really good. I
Awesome.
listen to y'all every single morning. And
Thank you.
It is, I enjoy it, and it makes my ride into work great. I love it.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Also, on top of it being Veterans Day, tomorrow, a lot of observation today, at least with schools. Also, it's the Marine Corps birthday today. So
Yeah, I got a couple of texts to that effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Happy birthday. I think 248th birthday for the U.S. Marine Corps. Semper Fi. So, all right, let me grab our last break, and I just have to speak for one more segment, and then I can shut up until Monday morning. Michelle's going to love it. Yeah, we got a date night. We're going to a new restaurant tonight. After somebody recommended it yesterday, we're going to take a drive. We're kind of going out of our wheelhouse.
How far are you going?
Indian Rocks.
All right, it's a trip for you. Yeah.
I think Indian Shores, Indian Rocks. I got to look up the exact location.
That's cool.
But yeah, we're going to try a new restaurant tonight. So hold on. Date night, a lot of little loose ends. Back in a minute. Oh, the Maya case. Get to that coming up in a second. All next. Don't move. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. I got a text from Wade Swikel. Here we go. It is the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Yes, it's MJ. I'm not some decrepit dude here. I just, my voice is shot, you know? Just, I don't know what, just allergies or something, because my eyes also were watery and just kind of itchy, and I didn't put my contacts in today, so you get to see me on MJ TV wearing glasses. And all I need is a few more minutes, folks, and I'll get through this. Yeah, so date night tonight with Michelle. We actually had a date lunch yesterday. It was great. So Michelle and I went to El Cap for a burger for lunch yesterday.
That's cool.
Yeah, you know, Johnny's been retired. Johnny was the grill dude there for years, made a couple of million hamburgers over the years there.
What, do you have like a sheet in the back with little hash marks on it?
He calculated, and he had made over 2 million hamburgers at El Cap.
It's a lot of burgers.
So Johnny retired, I don't know, 6 months ago, and the crew there, a lot of the folks had been there for years anyway, but doing a nice job. Had just a classic, typical flavor profile of the awesome El Cap cheeseburger. Michelle gets her bacon cheeseburger. I get the daily double on the regular bun with a whole stack of lettuce, and just fantastic. Love an El Cap burger. For me, one of the best burgers in the entire world. And I put the image up on my Instagram. It's up at mjmorningshow.com. So it is, I'm sorry, it's up on my Instagram, which is Certified MJ Radio. So if you want to take a look at my delicious, the right amount of drip. You know, you should have I like a drippy cheeseburger. Just,
you are a big drip.
Yeah, there we go.
When I think of drips, I think of you.
Thank you. So my El Cap burger, Michelle's great yesterday. And then you asked where we were going tonight.
You mentioned you're going to the beaches, right?
Yeah, so we're kind of driving out of our wheelhouse. We typically don't go to Indian Rocks. I can't tell you the last time I was at Indian Rocks, but we're going to an Italian place, which somebody recommended it, said, man, you're going to love this place. It's like an old world, old school place. They've been there for a long time. And it's, from what I see, and it's like a typical old school, phenomenal RSJ, an Italian RSJ. And I'm looking forward to it. Fester, you're not going to ask what an RSJ is?
I'm trying to think of a joke, but I can't. What's an RSJ?
It's a, red sauce joint.
Ugh.
Aren't all Italian places red sauce joints?
Why'd you go, ugh?
Well, because I've heard Italian restaurants called all kinds of things. I've never heard one define it by an RSJ.
No, is
that a thing?
Why'd you go, ugh?
Because
it didn't sound good.
Well, listen, all Italian restaurants are RSJ.
But you didn't explain why you went, ugh.
You didn't explain why you dropped an acronym that nobody's ever heard of before on an Italian restaurant.
I'm about to explain the RSJ. No. I love an old school RSJ. I love an old school Italian red sauce joint.
Do restaurateurs refer to themselves as RSJs? Hey, you should come by and try my linguine. And if you don't like that...
What do you mean restaurateur?
I mean, who uses the term RSJ besides you in this odd acronym?
I've heard it before. It's a red sauce joint. And like you go to New York and Boston, you get some really great old school red sauce joints. Just classic dishes. So I'm looking forward to this. We're going to Villa Galace.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So Michelle and I, good Google reviews.
Yeah, man.
And I've never been there. So we're going to this Villa Galace tonight for dinner because it was recommended to us. Someone says, man, it's just old school. It's phenomenal. And... you get the modern take on Italian. This is the old school, and I love that.
I'm looking at a couple of dishes, and let me tell you, it's an RSJ.
It is. It's a red sauce joint.
RSJ right there.
Like Carbone in New York, or you've got the old Rayos, which you can't get into. It's some of the Little Italy places.
They also
Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. Red sauce joints, baby.
They also are a WCF. White cannoli filling.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking forward to it tonight. The Maya case. The Take Care of Maya case. This is that Netflix documentary. This, it racked up tens of millions of views, maybe billions. This is a big deal.
14 million views in the first 2 weeks after its June release.
Oh, yeah. And it's obviously exponentially greater since then. And now this case is going to push even more people to watch this. So this thing came to a head yesterday in court in Sarasota County. And Johns Hopkins, which took over all children some years ago, it was claimed that they falsely imprisoned and physically abused a 10-year-old little girl from Venice, Maya, and that led to her mother committing suicide. And the jury in Sarasota yesterday handed over $261 million to the family. So it was like $220 in compensatory, and then I think close to $50 million in punitive damages. I mean, major case. I mean, this is enormous money. Of course, all children's, Johns Hopkins, they say that they're going to appeal this. They claim that there were mistakes made, that there were errors by the judge in the case. So, listen, would I expect them to appeal a $260, $270 million verdict? Absolutely. I would expect them to appeal.
So does the hospital not pay anything until the appeals are exhausted?
No. This goes through this could be tied up in appeals for years.
So the family may never see the money.
Or maybe they will agree to settle because it doesn't look good for Johns Hopkins. And listen, I liked it better when it was just all children's and before Johns Hopkins got involved, to be quite honest. I have some very strong opinions. My opinion is that Johns Hopkins really hosed over a phenomenal cardiac pediatric surgeon by the name of Jeff Jacobs.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I think he got a raw deal at Johns Hopkins. An amazing pediatric heart surgeon. Jeff Jacobs, I think got run over, unfortunately. He's doing well now. It's, put everything back together, but just unfortunate. So I don't have a lot of sympathy for Johns Hopkins.
But just the details of this particular story, and I have to admit, I saw the tag, the tile on my Netflix. I never really clicked into it. I never really got into it. And honestly, even though the trial's been going on for 8 weeks, I've only been hearing about it over the last maybe 2 weeks as they were wrapping up their arguments, and then it was handed to the jury earlier this week.
Massive verdict, first compensatory, then the punies came. Just a big deal. What else before we get out of here? Fester, is there anything that you wanted to hit that you didn't hit yet?
Listen, there's a big RV show this weekend, man. I got to go. I got B-Vans ready to roll, man. We got the...
let me give you an ugh.
Why do you see it like, ugh? Listen, people call B-Vans B-Vans. Nobody calls restaurants...
I have no idea what that is.
I'll give you a whole lesson later.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, that's a good
you
show
know what?
today.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it right here.
Hey, you did a good job. I got to admit, earlier in the show, I was like, let's wrap this thing up and put a best of on. You muscled through it, and your voice improved as the show progressed.
Yeah, it's feeling like it's going to come apart any second here. Feels like my wheel's about to pop right off.
I hope that's not the case.
No.
Have a good weekend.
All right, folks, have a good one. We'll see you back here on Monday. Don't forget, we are going to give away dash cams every hour, every day next week. Monday through Friday, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock hours, every hour, your chance to win a top quality, full HD, dual channel, front and rear dash cam for your car or truck. And it's all courtesy of the Kemp Law group. It's all kemplaw.com, and of course the MJ Morning Show. And we'll see you Monday morning, folks, here on Q105. You want to drop me an email? I'm MJ at mjmorningshow.com, and my Instagram is certified MJ Radio. And have a great weekend. Happy Veterans Day tomorrow if you're a veteran of this country, or if you're serving right now. And let's be careful out there.